Greetings, divine radiance. How are you today? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, listen, I am about to get us on Clubhouse. The last time I forgot to do this. Okay, so I'm starting a room. Anyone on Clubhouse? Let's see. I am about to do this. Now, let's see. Let's make sure that I'm doing it correctly. Are we on? You are now using the latest update of Clubhouse. Okay, this is a chat. Listen, you guys, as you roll on with me, I am making sure. Is this how you do it? Oh, okay. Okay. I believe we're live. I see the little thing moving and grooving. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am Nahkila Isha of AshworthScott Life Sculpting. This is Wednesday Live and Power Hour. We do this every first Wednesday of the month at 5 p.m. Eastern Time on YouTube. Sometimes we stream live other places as well, but it's always on YouTube. So I recommend you subscribe. Hey, Anitra, how are you? How are you? I recommend you subscribe to Nahkila Isha of AshworthScott Life Sculpting. I feel like a radio DJ right now. WKLB. Okay, in Cincinnati. Cincinnati. I'm not in Cincinnati. It just felt right to say that. But anyways, how are you all feeling today? How are you doing? I just dropped a card. A card just fell off the deck. So as we wait for everyone to join us, I'm going to see what the card was. Oh, look at this. It's Raziel, Dreams. It is Dreams. And I'm not quite sure what's going on with Clubhouse. I don't believe I'm actually on Clubhouse. You know why? Because it just, my screen went dark. So who knows? But anyways, we have dreams. So let me just tell you, this card came through in a reading that I did today. And Spirit has been reminding us to dream big. You guys, you know, I've been sharing with you this energy that we are in. I've been sharing it with you for a while now, right? And Spirit keeps reiterating this powerful, massive energy that we're in. It's time for us to tap into it, right? If you've been dreaming small, playing small, it's time to stop it now. It's time for you to let your inner child take over and dream from a place of fearlessness, because Spirit is here to deliver whatever it is that you're dreaming of, whatever it is that you make a clear intention to receive, right? So, hey, Sharon, how are you? How are you? I wonder why my mother's calling me. Let's see, shall we? We're going to put her on speaker. Hey, Mom, you're on speaker with me on Wednesday Live and Power Hour.
Huh?
You're on speaker. You're on speaker with me on Wednesday Live and Power Hour.
Oh, it's already that because I'm doing everything and I required Samad and Austin's birth, but I guess I'll do them later.
Yes, yes. Or call some or text both of them. Okay, love you, Mom. See you on Empower Hour. Peace. Okay, I was checking to see what was going on because she knows we do Empower Hour, y'all. So let's see. Hey, Pat. Hey, Alexa. How are you? How are you? Welcome, welcome. And you guys, you know what? I'm pretty sure this Clubhouse thing is not going. I really don't even understand how to do Clubhouse outside of listening. Anitra, you have Clubhouse. Are you able to check to see if we're streaming over there while we get everything moving and grooving over here? How many of you are joining us for the first time? Let me know. Leave a comment and let me know if you're joining us for the first time. Hi, Lacey Dawn. How are you? Right before I got on with you guys, I was literally shaking. I had to take a moment and get something to eat. Thank you so much, Anitra. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. So yes, yes, yes. How is everybody feeling today? Are you all feeling okay? I'm not going to start with our breathing because I know that Anitra is actually checking Clubhouse for me. But what I would like to invite you to do is to share this link on your Facebook while we're waiting to officially start, and invite your audience to join. Invite your followers to join us for Empower Hour. Okay, let's see. I don't see that little. I don't see it moving anymore. Not you're the only speaker. Oh, I see. Yeah, you guys, this is my first time doing this. So awesome, Pat. I'm so glad to hear that you're feeling good. Still sending prayers for your family. And if you guys can send prayers and healing to Pat's family, that would be so appreciated. Let's see. Lacey Dawn said, "Hi, beautiful. I'm doing good. Thank you. You're so welcome. Glad to hear it." Yardi said, "Hey, Miss Nahkila, you can call me Shanna." Okay, awesome. Usually I do call you Shanna, and then we had another Shanna. You said you can call me Yardy. So listen, Shanna, it is. Okay. Thank you so much. Listen, I guess it's not meant to be. We are not going to put any more energy into that because if it was meant to be, it'd be happening right now. Thank you for checking in, Each. I appreciate you. Let's see. Sharon said, feeling amazing, soaking up all this new moon energy, right? The new moon energy is amaze balls right now. And you know what? There's something that a lot of you are not familiar with. A lot of you guys don't know that my website is up. I was doing a rebrand. The website's up, but a lot of you have not visited my shop. And I'm so glad that you brought it up. I'm going to go grab the link because literally today I was going to announce to everyone that I was led by spirit to add oils to my shop. And so these oils, they do everything from assist you with manifesting wealth and abundance to healing and protection to just all sorts of things. And this evening I am going to be doing a custom batch of these oils. You can use them to dress candles. You can use them to put on your wrist, on your third eye when meditating. They're just really powerful, powerful oils that are infused with Reiki energy. And I'm sharing the link to the site here in the comments so you can take a peek around the shop. And if you place an order, I'll be working on those today, tomorrow, and the next day while the new moon energy is up and vibrant and available to us. So, yeah, let's see. Awesome. Thank you, Pat. Thank you. And you know what, Pat? There's something that I have been meaning to tell you as well. When I know before you were hesitant to share certain things. And here's the thing, right? I'm just hearing what it's time for you to know is don't pick and choose or think about who may be interested, right? When we're on this path of our awakening, we're on this path of our healing and our spiritual journey, what resonates with us, we're called to share it freely and then allow those souls that are ready to say, I'm ready, and to come into it. Because sometimes a soul may be ready, but a mind may not be ready. And as spiritual people, spiritual beings, part of what our duty is to share whatever we're guided to share instead of picking and choosing and judging who may be ready and who may not be ready. That was a message that came through for you before. And as you said that, I'm glad you said it because it came back for me to share that with you. So, and that goes for anybody. I know when I first started my journey, there were certain things that I was hesitant about. And then I was like, you know what? If spirit placed it on my heart, I'm sharing it. And now there are times when spirit will say, well, don't share this with this person or don't share this with the collective because now is not the time. And then it'll come full circle and spirit will say, okay, now is the time to share. So that's just something for everyone on their spiritual journey to allow yourself to connect with what resonates with you and then share freely without thinking about who's going to be accepting and who's going to reject it. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into our breathing, you guys. And Pat, I'm under Nahkila Asha, if I am correct, on Clubhouse. I don't really use it. I don't even really listen to people on there. Yeah, it's Nahkila Asha. So yeah, so maybe one day we'll get it to where we end up going live. But let's go ahead and get into our breathing, y'all. Okay, so go ahead and just close your eyes and get relaxed and inhale slow and deep through your nose, breathing in love, light, and healing. And then exhale slowly out of your mouth, releasing all that's no longer serving you. Now, you guys that have been with me, you already know what I'm about to say. If there's something specific that you're choosing to release, then go ahead and focus on that as you allow yourself to release it, right? I'll be sending Reiki to your heart chakra and your solar plexus, but this energy is very intelligent, so it will literally travel wherever your body, your soul, and your mind calls for it to go, okay? So let's just go ahead and close your eyes and take those slow, deep breaths, inhaling through your nose and release, exhaling out through your mouth. And as you continue to breathe in love, light, and healing energy, and as you continue to release all that's no longer serving you, I call on highest light guides, angels, ancestors, healers, teachers, wise ones, ascended masters, and helpful companions, all of highest light and love. I call on you now, and I thank you for filling this space. I thank you for using me as a vessel to deliver a message that is rooted in highest light, love, and truth. I thank you for opening the hearts, the souls, and the minds of those that I am called to serve today so that they may receive whatever is for them. I thank you, and so it is. So just go ahead and continue to breathe in that love, light, and healing. Continuing to exhale all that's no longer serving you. And as you do, I'd like you to bring your focus to your crown chakra located at the top of your head, giving your crown chakra permission to open. Open your crown chakra now. And just allow yourself to feel divine light, healing light energy pouring in through your crown. Feel it traveling down to your third eye, extending out to your ear chakras. Feel it traveling down to your throat chakra, your heart chakra, traveling down to your solar plexus and your sacral, down to your root. And feel that divine energy traveling down your thighs, your knees, your legs, your ankles, your feet, your toes. And then just allow the soles of your feet to open. Feel the roots as they burst through the soles of your feet, penetrating through whatever surface your feet are resting on. Feeling those roots traveling to the center of Mother Earth. Now just take a moment and send Mother Earth gratitude, love, and healing. And as you do, just show her lots of love, thanking her for all that she provides for you and for us, the collective. And then allow yourself to connect to her heartbeat, feeling the heartbeat of Mother Earth, bringing her divine energy up through those roots, feeling it travel up through the soles of your feet, feeling it in your toes, your ankles, your calves, and your knees, feeling it travel up your thighs, up to your root, your sacral, and your solar plexus, feeling her energy travel up to your root chakra, your throat chakra, your ear chakras, and your third eye, and feeling it travel up and out your crown. Now allow Mother Earth's energy to intertwine with your highest source of power, finding it wherever it exists in the cosmos, intertwining those two energies to make an even more powerful source of energy. And then feel those combined energies traveling down through your crown and spreading throughout your entire cellular being, creating even more powerful healing energy for you, loosening and releasing all that's no longer serving you, and filling those spaces of all that you release with love, protection, security, trust, surrender, faith, joy, and positive abundance in all areas of your life. Just feeling that energy flowing through you. Setting the intention that for the rest of the day, with every inhale, you'll continue to breathe in love, light, and healing. And with every exhale, you'll continue to release all that's no longer serving you. And as we do, let's just draw in some of this new moon energy in Pisces, amplifying all the energy that we just allowed to enter into our system, amplifying all the releasing, all the healing. And so it is. And when you're ready, just go ahead and open your eyes. Hey, mom, just go ahead and open your eyes. Let me know how you're feeling. I feel all good and relaxed, you guys. I feel extremely relaxed. So let me know how you feel. All right, all right. So you know what, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and get right into it. I was led to grab this deck. We haven't used this deck in a long time. So let's see what message Spirit has for us today. Spirit, what message do you have for us as a collective? Okay. Ooh, thank you. Wow, this is so awesome, you guys, because I'm going to share a story with you that I shared with the Soul Family, the Activating You Mentorship group. And as I'm grabbing this other deck, I'm going to start the story. Look, I got to tell you a story to get to the story. But anyway, so today I was driving in my car and I thought about an oil change, right? The mini retreat is happening March 8th through the 11th. And my mom was saying, you're going to end up getting an oil change before then. And I wasn't quite sure if I was or not. I was like, I don't know. I don't know. We may not do that much driving, but we were doing a lot of driving when we had our family come and visit. And so, long story short, at the very moment that I looked at my little sticker in the window, and then I looked at the mileage on my car, it was the exact same as what was on the sticker. It was 114475, if I'm not mistaken. Anyways, and then when I looked up how many mileage I had on my gas tank, it was 222. So whatever that mileage was when it was time for me to get my oil change, when I added it all up, it too equaled 2. So all of those twos together equaled 10, right? They broke down to be the number 10. So let me just show you what this card says. It says beginnings. Now, that has never happened to me where when I look at my oil change sticker and look at the mileage, it's exactly on there. Like it has never, it's always been a little before time or a little after time, but never right on time. Now, even as I say that, Spirit is having me share with you as we're talking about these new beginnings that we are right on time, right? Spirit is right on time. You are right on time. If you're that person that's thinking about, dang it, if only I had started this way back when, or if only I had did that instead of this when I had an opportunity, Spirit is telling you to let that go, right? Because everything is flowing and everything is right on time. And we are in this energy where it is exact, right? It is exact. There's no more leaving it up to chance or us receiving a little bit of what we were seeking or a little bit of what we asked for. The only thing that you're being called to do is erase any doubt that may be trapped within your mindset or trapped within your energy field, because that doubt is the only thing keeping you from receiving exactly what you're choosing, right? So Spirit is saying you're in this auspicious time right now where new beginnings are amongst you. And if you're not experiencing a newness in your reality, it's because you're still holding on to a stale mindset, right? You're still holding on to old molded frequencies, and it's time to let it go. So if you don't have anything planned for today, even if you feel like, you know what, I'm doing pretty good, I've let quite a bit go and I'm pretty much up to par, Spirit is saying still take some time, right, to connect to your spirit team, to connect with the divine and release any residue that may be there. Okay, let's see what you guys are saying. Alexa said grounded and recentered. Awesome. I'm so glad to hear it. So listen, we got Hanil, willpower. Spirit just said it is all up to you. It is always your choice. It is all up to you. It is always your choice. So let's touch on this a little bit, okay? Because this past month or so, there has been conversation between me and a few people that have been connecting deeper to the whole free will thing. And okay, you guys, you know, I get these weird little thoughts in my head when I say free will, and then we have the whale Free Willy. I mean, that's just what came out. I like to share the random crazy stuff that comes to me with y'all. But, anyways, with free will, right? Spirit is reiterating once again that we always have free will, right? When we receive a message or when we receive guidance, right? We have the choice. We always have the choice to decide whether or not we are choosing to be or stay in our lesson phase, or whether or not we are choosing to go immediately to the blessing phase, right? Now, Spirit will take you from where you are straight to that blessing, right? And the only benchmark of whether or not you are ready for that blessing right in that moment is whether or not you choose to release the lesson phase and go into the blessing phase. That is it. There is no right, there is no wrong, right? There is no right, there is no wrong. There is no punishment when you choose to continue to learn lessons, right? There is no and what I just heard was there is no ultimate reward, right? And let me explain this, because what Spirit is saying, there is no ultimate reward when you choose to go straight to that blessing phase. And that's coming through in a way that says there's no right or wrong, it just is. Now, also, what we're being called to understand is that blessing phase does not hold more value than the lesson phase. This is why Spirit is saying there's no ultimate reward, because how we process a blessing versus a lesson right? And how we judge it, it's all up here. But remember, Spirit has been telling us to release judgment of all form and to understand there's no right, wrong, it just is. So there's no good, bad, or no good, better, or no better, best, right? Everything just is. Everything just is, right? So, Spirit is saying to allow yourself to explore this journey and to enjoy this journey because this is why we are here. This is why we're here, right? I was talking to one of my sisters in light today, right? And we were talking about the healing journey, right? Took me a minute, you guys. You see, they come and they go. But we were talking about the healing journey, right? And part of the conversation was me explaining how the healing journey it just happens with ease, right? And my sister in light was saying basically that she was grateful for how easy the healing is. But here's the thing: when we think in terms of healing, oftentimes when we start our journey, we have this concept that healing is something that's painful. Healing is something that's hard. It takes a lot out of us, right? So when we start our journey, that's kind of the experience we're having, right? But as we begin working together, that whole concept of living a life of ease and grace, ease and divine grace, it becomes a part of who we are and we become fully accepting of that. So, although the healing journey is never ending, we're always on a healing journey, whether it's this lifetime or a past lifetime, it becomes easy and it flows so naturally that it just kind of like, oh, wow, I just healed that, right? Because Spirit sprinkles in this reminder that you're here to experience life from a place of ease and not struggle. So, again, everything is up here. Everything is up here. And as I'm saying that, Spirit is just telling me to hold up this card again, the beginnings, right? And as I'm saying that, Spirit is saying it's time for you to choose what this new beginning, this next phase, this next period in your life, what that looks like for you, right? It's all up to you. Let's see what you all are saying. Hi, Portia. Hi, Mimi. How are you? Pat said, yes, I'm choosing to receive the blessing and learn the lessons along the way. Absolutely. Absolutely. And you know what? As I read Pat's comment, what Spirit is telling me to tell you again is release the judgment. You guys, we have had moments where Spirit is always giving us messages, right? And then we get in these moments where Spirit be reiterating these messages. Now, we had surrender. Surrender was our message that was being reiterated over and over again for me for a very long time. And sometimes it still knocks on my door as a message. It was patience, right? I can say I am doing great with my patience. There are times when my patience ain't so great and Spirit will remind me and I'm like, oh, okay, back to patience, right? But anyways, right now, what we're being called to release is judgment because judgment is so incorporated. It is so incorporated in the fabric of who we have become, not even who we are, who we have become, who we have been trained and programmed to become. We're either judging ourselves, we're judging our parents, we're judging our siblings, our friends, our coworkers, we're judging our life, right? And Spirit is saying, why? If everything is a lesson or a blessing, then that means that every person, every situation, every experience falls in those two categories, lesson and blessing. And in reality, they're actually one and the same. They're one and the same. A lesson is a blessing, and your blessing is a lesson in and of itself, how you got there, right? So, Spirit is saying, release the judgment. When you look in the mirror, what do you see? Listen, y'all, I done told you guys because you guys know that weight has been an issue for me since puberty, okay? And there was a time where when I would put on some pounds, I would be depressed and upset and be in this vicious cycle. But now, when I get up and I throw them covers off and I see them thick thighs that got a little thicker, I'm like, oh, okay, girl, look at you. You know what I mean? Like, I embrace it. I love it. And this is so new for me. And when I say new for me, I mean since my healing. It's been a little while now since I've been in this space, but it's still new for me because I'm so used to picking me apart. But where did I learn that? Right? Who said my thicker thighs weren't sexy? Right? It's so crazy because when I would look at growing up and I was a certain size tiny and I look at someone and be like, oh, I like to be her size. And my girlfriend was like, you're smaller than her. I never saw it. right? It's all up here. So, what are you being called to reprogram? What are you being called to release that's stuck up here that is not only not serving you, but that's lying to you, that's affecting your life, your current reality, and the goals that you've set, the experience you're choosing? What's up here blocking you? Now is the time to release it. Now is the time. Let's see what you all are saying. Um, oh, Alexa said it's 222 here. Listen, it's been coming up a lot, a lot. Okay. Pat said, oh boy, I got the surrender message all last year. Yes, you did. And it's because, Pat, you are a beautiful teacher on surrender. That was your big message because this is one of the things that you are called to serve and teach on. So I'm excited for you. Let's see. Sharon said, wow, that's good. Choosing to heal with ease. I embrace that. Yes, because we always have a choice. And see, here's the thing, you guys. We hear things, right? We hear these little sayings and they become all cute and cliche, and we even say them all the time. But how often do we really dissect what those sayings mean, right? When we talk about a life of ease, what does that really mean? Why do we compartmentalize the things that are to be easy, and then we have other things that are compartmentalized in the category of struggle or hard or tough or all of that? Like, why do we do that? Where did that come from? When Spirit said a life of ease and divine grace, that was inclusive of everything. When Spirit said you have the power to create your reality, that wasn't just a small fraction of your reality. That wasn't just this category. That was everything. Everything. So why is it? Why is it that we pick and choose what these things apply to in our lives? When Spirit speaks, why do we then say, okay, I hear you, but I hear you, but if Spirit doesn't say ease applies only to the things that are easy, the things you believe to be easy, right? Then why would you think that? Why would you think that? But as we say, the things you believe to be easy, the reason why they're easy is because you believe that they are. What would happen if you believed it could all be easy? It could all be so simple, but we'd rather make it hard. I swear I be acting like I'm high. You guys, this is water in here. I be feeling high because my personality is a little weird. Sometimes I just be like, what is wrong with me? I know there's nothing wrong with me. I just say it jokingly, like, Mom, how do you deal with me? Right? So, anyways, yeah, we choose to make it hard, right? We choose to make it hard. So, what I'd like to encourage you to do is take some inventory and think about some of your belief systems, some of your paradigms that you have adopted or adapted to, and then see which ones are showing up as blocks from the life that you truly desire to live, the life that you're choosing to live. See which thought processes, which belief systems are actually blocking you from living the life that you desire and deserve, and write it down. You could do it tonight, tomorrow, or the next day, or all 3 days, right? Tapping into this energy. Let's see what y'all are saying. um Pat said, yes, I'm releasing judgment and criticism. Sharon said, release the judgment. Whoo, yeah, that's hitting super hard. I'm so grateful. Alexa Janelle said, that resonates gently or greatly. I've been aware of the opportunities for me to take action towards my dreams and moving forward in discomfort. And you know what? I am so incredibly proud of you, Alexa, because you made that leap. You took that leap of faith and you joined the mentorship. And I know this is something that Spirit's been telling you to do. And see, here's the thing. The reason why I'm congratulating you and I'm highlighting this is because oftentimes when Spirit is guiding us, it comes in the form of something that we fear or something we're not sure of or something we're hesitant on, right? When we get in that zone, things flow. They flow really easy and they feel really comfortable. But the way we get there, it's not always that feeling of comfort. It's like nudging us out of that comfort zone, right? And the reason being is this, if Spirit was just to say, okay, you've elevated here, great job. Now we just gonna stay and party and celebrate here for the rest of your life, then where would the growth come from? Right? So when you do, Spirit's congratulating you, Spirit's elevating you, praising you for being elevated, and then Spirit's like, okay, good job, self praise, woo, now let's go, let's keep going, because you said This is what you were choosing. And what you said you're choosing, it's not right here, it's over here. So let's take a moment to self praise, to celebrate. Great job. But now let's keep climbing, right? And I'm going to show you exactly how to climb. I'm going to guide you on exactly where to place your hand so you don't fall. But when Spirit tells you where to place your hand and you're like, but that looks a little slippery, Spirit, my hand's a little sweaty, Spirit, and you so worried on fighting, Spirit, that you done lost balance and fell. Or you spend so much time fighting, Spirit, that you just end up staying where you are, right? But Spirit knows what you thought was shiny was actually better grip, right? It was actually glue, right? So, Spirit is just saying, I just heard, get with it or stay lost. If you're tired of wondering and wandering, it's time to get with it. So we have Angel of Self-Worth. I'm so grateful that Spirit brought this up. It says, you are currently undervaluing yourself. It's time to regain your self-worth. And listen, for those of you that may feel like you've never really felt too worthy, when Spirit says it's time to regain your self worth, that's because when you incarnated, you were born perfect, whole, and complete, and you still are. You've just forgotten about your perfectness, your wholeness, and your completeness, right? And so it's time for you to regain that. Now, as we're talking about being guided by Spirit, and as we're talking about manifesting and tapping into these new miraculous and abundant opportunities and beginnings, right? Here's another question to ask yourself. How worthy do I feel? How worthy do I feel? How many times have you witnessed a person, right, that everything that they prayed for is right in front of them and they just don't see it? Or everything that's they prayed for, that they've been manifesting, it's right in front of them and they sabotage it. And you look at them and you wonder why. Why? Everything is right there. What are you doing? It's because they don't feel worthy. They don't feel worthy to receive the blessing. So if worthiness is the issue, it's time to heal those things that made you feel unworthy in the first place, right? Because Spirit can be blessing you all day long, all night long. I just heard all night long, all night. But Spirit can be blessing you, right? And if you don't feel worthy to receive it, you're going to reject it, whether it's a conscious or an unconscious rejection. And oftentimes it is unconscious because just that feeling, that belief, that underlining, that buried, that belief that you're most often not even aware of, it's showing up as resistance, right? Blocking you from receiving the things that you've been praying for. So how worthy do you really feel? How deep is your belief that if you're praying or manifesting love, that perfect love that was designed for you, how deep is your belief that that really is available to you? And how deep is your belief that you really deserve that? When you think about what comes with that, right? Here's something that I unpacked it on this journey, right? Because you guys know I went through my healing journey and I'm in the maintenance phase. And then I come across the love part that hadn't healed yet. And then I went through that healing journey there. I'm in the maintenance phase. But what I realized is some of the people that I was choosing, unconsciously, I was choosing them because it was easy. Because when you are elevated beyond your partner, it's real easy because you don't get pushed out of your comfort zone, right? You're the one doing the pushing. And how easy is that to always be the one doing the pushing, right? You don't have anyone pushing you higher, right? And I realized that. And that was like, whoa, right? Because when you think in terms of that one that was designed for you, they're going to push you out of your comfort zone. They're going to build you up, right? They're not going to let you stay in the spaces where you feel you're meant to be, right? They're going to say, okay, good job. They're going to show up like spirit. They're your divine counterpart. So they are spirit in human form, guiding you the same way spirit would. That was a realization. I'm like, oh, okay, but I'm ready now. I'm ready now, spirit, right? And when it comes to finances, when you say, oh, I'm choosing to be a multimillionaire, or I'm choosing to have this successful business, break down what that means to you and for you. And then search for areas within where there may be resistance, right? Do you believe money is the root of all evil? Do you believe that more money, more problems? Do you believe that when you have money, like you're not going to be able to decipher who's real, who really loves you for you, who loves you for money, right? If these are some of the things that you believe, then vibrationally, you're sending out a message that says, I'm not ready for that. When you can get in touch with those beliefs, heal the root of those beliefs, release those beliefs, and switch those beliefs to the belief that I am perfect, whole, and complete, and I deserve blessings upon blessings, and Spirit provides me with that. I am safe and I am protected, right? No matter my financial status, right? I will receive genuine love and friendships. I will receive whatever is required, right? When you believe that, then that's when you are fully open and ready to receive, right? So it's really about scratching below the surface. Right here, right here, we think a whole lot. We think we're ready. We think, there's no blocks. But if we're not receiving it, there's some blocks. And it's up to us to choose with that free willy what we're going to do about it, right? Let's see what you all are saying. Uh, let's see. My mom said, I'm choosing to release judgment of self. Yes, 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 yes. Me too. And Pat said, yes, it's about embracing what is. I'm loving my plus size self too, sis, thighs and all. Yes. And it's so funny because we have just been so programmed, right? And once we can release that programming and release all those false narratives, it is so empowering. It is so empowering, right? Isn't it? Like it is so empowering and it just feels so good. It's a blessing in and of itself, right? Let's see. Pat said, I'm loving all of me exactly as I am. Yes, and so it is. Janelle laughed. Pat said, Alexa laughed. Let's see. Pat said, it's okay, sis, be you. I love it when you break out in song. Thank you, Pat. I appreciate it. Sometimes I'm just like the way I act when I'm home alone or when I'm with my son or whatever. I find myself doing it when people are around. It's like at last year's retreat, right? When food is good, because y'all know I'm a foodie, I will literally start dancing and it's not conscious. I'll just start doing it. And so I noticed there were times when I would be doing it and like Gillian or Nitra Deasia would notice. I don't believe Ravender may have noticed once, right? But I would be like sitting there, like really enjoying it. And next thing I know, I look up and they're watching me dance, do my happy dance because the food is so good. So sometimes I forget that people are watching and I just, it may be even more weird that I act like that when I'm by myself. But I was the only child for 8 years, y'all. So let's see. Um, let's see. Pat said, I received the message about teaching people to surrender. Yes. And I'm glad you said that because here's the thing that Spirit has taught to me and has guided me to share with all of you is if you can look at where your greatest struggle is, right? You can guarantee you are going to find your purpose somewhere in there. Why is it your greatest struggle? It's your greatest struggle because that's the area that you're here to get your PhD in so you can go ahead and get your doctorate and start teaching, right? You can't really teach from a place of lack of understanding. And how do you understand? You understand what you've experienced and what you've overcome, right? So, yeah, whatever that is, those of you that are seeking your purpose, your calling, that's a little cheat sheet. That's a little note to take, right? Just look at where am I struggling the most? What has been my greatest struggle throughout life? And I guarantee your purpose lies somewhere in there, right? So let's see. Pat said, I used to have very high sense of self-worth and self-esteem, but people criticized me for thinking I was better. My parents warned me about being too haughty, so I dimmed my light. And here's the thing. This is a common thread amongst light workers, amongst healers, amongst those of us who came here as chosen ones in this lifetime. When I was in school, junior high, about sixth grade to junior high, I developed breasts. I was size 6, 23-inch waist, butt, thighs. And my friends, they used to tease me about my breasts. Now, I'm very analytical and I've always been that way. So that didn't necessarily consciously penetrate me. But what I did was we had another friend and her breasts were way bigger than mine. And they never teased her. And I put two and two together. I'm like, wait a minute, I ain't falling for this. However, just because consciously I was able to make logical sense out of it, my spirit was still taking those hits, right? Unconsciously, I was still taking those hits, right? And this is why spiritual protection is so important, because no matter how consciously aware we are of something that's happening, and we can logically break it down and see the real, our soul, right? Our spirit is still being hit with those daggers, right? And that piles on and piles on and piles on until we heal it and release it. And not to mention media. I mean, growing up in California, and down south, the body image is a little bit different what the standard of beauty is than in California. So there was that, and then you look at TV and just all these false narratives playing in our environment, right? So yeah, it's just crazy. But as I say that, you guys, spirit is actually putting even more emphasis on the protection, right? On the protection, making sure that you are protecting yourself, because there are energies and frequencies all around you. It's in social media. Even the stuff that's happening right now with this war that's going on. My ex-husband was attempting to tell me some stuff. I was like, I'm okay. I'm good. Somebody was attempting to show me something. I'm like, no, thank you. You know what I mean? I choose not to engage in, I know what's going on, but I choose not to have an engagement in those low vibrating things that are happening, because I understand the why, right? And I refuse to give my power away, right? The things that we see in the media, on the news, in social media, it is meant to lower our frequency. The lower our vibrational frequency is, the more controllable we are. So I encourage you, tap into spirit on this, right? I encourage you to release being engaged in current events. It does not do anything for you. It doesn't. It keeps your vibration here, because you're either experiencing fear, anger, hate, hopelessness, worry, stress, right? Doubt. There's nothing high vibe about that. Nothing at all, right? Nothing at all. I just choose not to engage. And spirit is giving me the thumbs up that that's what serves my highest good. So, yeah, let's see what you're saying. Um, Pat said, aha, I can relate to that, sis. Choosing the easy partner versus the one who pushed you and stretched you to grow. Yes. And no matter how gentle that push, or that, because the one that's the one for us, right? They're gonna be pushing us and nudging us in such a loving and gentle way. But sometimes we may not choose to take action. It's the same thing when spirit's talking. Not all the time does a person choose, right? So yeah, your partner will be spirit in human form, right? Guiding you, loving you, leading you, right? And I'm saying this not just as a divine feminine that is open to receive a divine masculine. If you're a divine masculine, then your divine feminine will do the same thing, because there's a balance, there's a give and take of guiding, right? And being guided, right? There's not just one person that takes on one role. We do this, right? We do that. So yeah, let's see what this next card says. It says, Angel of Relaxation. You guys, I'd be way hype. I'd be like putting a 10 on 2. But this is me. Oh, goodness. But it says, Angel of Relaxation. Let go of desired outcomes and you will get what you choose. They said want, but we're going to cancel, delete that black language, and we're going to go ahead and put in that abundance language, choose. Okay, so I'm going to say this to you, because there's 2 messages coming in. I'm going to start with the first one. Here I go again, telling a story to get to the story. So, for those of you that have an issue with relaxing, taking a time out, doing absolutely nothing, resting when your body says rest, Spirit is saying it's time to let that go. And I'm hearing that song, Self Destruction. You're headed for self destruction. You guys remember that way back in the day, the 80s? I believe it was the 80s, right? Late 80s, early 90s. That song is playing as I'm saying that to you. I was one of those people, you guys. I was one of those people that had no balance, that, I interpreted being a go-getter. I used to say I could sleep when I'm dead. Like, that is so unhealthy, y'all. So unhealthy. And I used to take pride in being that way. I'll sleep when I'm dead. I got stuff to do, like I'm getting to it, right? Mm-mm. Mm-mm. No. No, 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 no. When my body is tired, you know what I do? I rest. When I don't feel like doing anything, you know what I do? I don't. And I have designated days where I do nothing. Those of you that have been with me, you can tell me what they are. The weekend, right? Most often on the weekends, I do nothing but stay in bed and watch TV all day and eat good snacks and sleep. Sometimes I'll keep my phone in the bathroom. Or if I'm in the living room, I'll keep it in my bedroom. I just shut down to recharge. And this is such a necessity. Because here's the thing, the more we heal, the more connected we become to spirit, right? We're dealing with all kinds of sensitivities and energies. And listen, giving energy and receiving energy is more draining until you've mastered the art of giving, receiving, giving, recharging, right? It's more draining than a physical labor job. Seriously. So even when you master that art, right, of not being physically tired from doing it, because in the beginning, you guys, my mom would always say, I can tell that you just had a session, or I could tell that you just did a reading, because it would literally physically drain me afterwards, right? Because it was a matter of me working on my balance, working on my protection, working on just all sorts of things that comes with being a healer, right? And now I do the recharge thing so that I don't reach that energy burnout, right? So it is so important. You may not do like me and you may not take 2 full days, but I would recommend you take at least one where you just do absolutely nothing and you just allow yourself to just relax and just be engaged in fluff and stuff, right? Let's see what you guys are saying. Hi, Tanya. Tanya said, I understand that saying. I live by it myself. Yes, and it is not healthy, right? We realize that now, right? Pat said, I understand, sis. I used to say sleep is for suckers. Sharon said, absolutely. My boundaries around relaxation have changed since the trip. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Um, and let's see, my mom said, I'm allowing the angels of relaxation to control my day and it feels good. I love that. I love that. Okay, so listen. Okay, thank you, Spirit. So the other part of this message that was coming through is not just about recharging, but it's about when you are relaxing, not feeling guilty, not feeling lazy. Can I get a hands up for all y'all that felt like that? Am I the only one? Because I used to feel lazy. I used to feel like I was lacking, slacking if I was just doing absolutely nothing. I don't feel like that no more. Y'all, I'll be in the bed like, oh, this bed feels so good. And sometimes I won't be in the bed, I'm like, oh, it feels so good to be in bed. And there was a time where you would never hear that come out of my mouth. Because number one, I didn't feel that way then, right? But it's time to release that guilt, because while you're in bed, even if you're doing it because let's say spirit told you to, and you decided to utilize your free will and surrender, right? And do what spirit guided you to do, but you're in the bed or you're resting all day thinking about what you could be doing, what you should be doing, right? And what you're not doing, then your mind is still busy. This is why when I have my days, I veg out on fluff and stuff. Things that are just not even valuable at all. They're valuable because it's pouring into my recharge time, but there's no real value to it, right? Like when I say real value, I mean I'm not learning anything, right? It's not elevating me in any way, whatever I'm watching, right? It's like just fluff and stuff. So spirit is telling you to release that feeling of guilt, but also get in touch with where it comes from. Where does it come from? Because I hear people say, you know what, I'm choosing to release this guilt that's associated with resting. And I hear it over and over again. But the reason why you continue to speak that is because you haven't gotten in touch with where it comes from. Where does it come from? Right? Dig it up at the root so you can be done with it once and for all. Because listen, it feels good to be in the bed doing nothing. As a matter of fact, when we done with Empower Hour, I'm going to bed and I'm gonna turn on the TV because I'm actually a little tired. Whenever I get with you guys, my energy goes. Whoop. I went in my room and I sat in my massage chair and I meditated a bit and I talked to spirit because literally, you guys, before we got on, I was literally shaking and I just felt like this wave of exhaustion. And now it's gone. But when I get done, I'm going to bed. Okay. So let's see what you all are saying. Shanna said, I've been relaxing. I desire to work on feeling that this is okay. And you know what? Choose it. I've been relaxing and I am choosing to feel that this is okay. I am relaxing and I know this is okay, right? Let's see. And that's so good that you've been doing that. Hey, Deasia, you're first for the mini reads. I believe you sent your payment in yesterday, last night. Pat said, I understand. Pat said, I would have to be sick to take a nap. Not anymore, right? And what I find is I actually have gotten further and I accomplished more being in this frequency than I did when I was working 7 days. Because listen, when I was working for that that furniture store as a sales manager, I had got to a point where I was working 72 hours a week. And then you add driving time to that, right? I was 8 hours away from another two full-time jobs. And so my thought was, if I can do that for somebody else, I can definitely do it for me and some. It's almost like, a person that's been engaged or married before, that next spouse, you always notice that the ring the second time is bigger than the ring the first time. You know what I mean? Well, in my case, it wasn't. But when I watch other folks, celebrities and stuff, you ever notice that the second ring is always bigger? That was my concept when it came to the energy I was putting into building someone else's dream, right? It's like, okay, if I could put this into your program, your dream, then watch how hard I go for mine. And no, resting actually allows me to accomplish more. So let's see. Alexa Janelle said that's something I've been reminding myself of. Feel good while I'm not doing anything, or else what's the point of resting if I'm not actually resting? Exactly. And you know what, Janelle, there was something I noticed when you did your introduction in the soul family. You didn't tell everyone what you do. There are several people that are in our soul family that are in Washington State. One person in our soul family is a matchmaker, right? Who's going to be putting on more events. She may require a photographer. Let's see. We have Brianna, who's in Washington State. She does qigong and and has a business. She may require a photographer. Denise Nicole, you already know because I made the intro with you guys, but you already know she's in Washington State. There's several people in our soul family that are in that area, and Ruby's in Oregon, which isn't far. So please feel encouraged to share what you do so that the soul family has an opportunity to reach out and work with you. Let's see. My mom said it does feel good to be in bed guilt free, doesn't it? And add some good snacks to that. Ooh, it don't get no better. Let's see. Hi, Daryl. How are you? Daryl says, sending vibrations of peace, love, light, harmony, justice, and truth. Hello, beautiful people. Thank you so much, Daryl. We receive it and we send it right back, multiplied. Let's see. Alexa Janelle said, I realized that after watching everyone else's, I'll do another one. Thanks for reminding me. You're so welcome. Sharon said, is this new moon energy? I've chosen to release the 40-hour rat race and choose balance and enjoying my life, not just work. Absolutely. Absolutely. And Deasia said, yes, resting is important. It feels so good to be in bed on my day off, knowing that I don't have to punch anyone's clock. Yes. Okay. I love it. I love it. I love it. Pat said, I love my naps now. I've learned that I have solutions to problems when I wake up from a nap. Absolutely. You know what? It wasn't this. I just did. Okay, so I realized that, and I didn't realize, Deasia pointed it out to me when I had mentioned about the horoscopes, right? For March. And she's like, you didn't do, and she listed the ones I didn't do. So one of them that I was doing, they got the dream card. And one of the things that Spirit said was that for many of them, they are receiving messages in their dream state, right? And also another good thing to do when you're resting is to turn everything off and just take a moment to just breathe, right? And we can even stop calling it meditation, because unless you're comfortable with that, some people are not, because when they hear the word meditation, they feel like they've got this big task of, oh, I have to be perfectly this or perfectly that, or I have to be still, right? No one is ever just still all the time. Not even a person that's been meditating their entire life, right? Thoughts are going to come, right? Thoughts are going to come, right? But when you can just call it breathing, just deep breathing, right? Just shutting everything off just to breathe. That feels better, right? I mean, even those of us that do feel comfortable with the term meditation, if we're just saying, you know what, I'm going to make sure I take some time, at least 5 minutes a day, to just deep breathe, to shut everything down, to block everything out, and just deep breathe, inhaling through my nose, exhaling out of my mouth, right? Easier, right? So I encourage you to deep breathe every day, shutting everything down, shutting everything out. Deep breathe every day for at least 5 minutes a day. Now, the reason I'm saying this is because, as Pat was talking about receiving or dreaming, sleeping, here's what's coming through from spirit is that it's super important for us to take this time to recharge, because when we allow ourselves to just be in that state of stillness and peace, right, it allows us to be more open to receive. Anytime you're on the go, you're not going to be able to receive spirit in the same way that you would if you were just doing nothing, right? Because no matter how consciously aware you are, if you're go, you're focused on where you're going, right? As opposed to being guided. So here's the thing for me, what I notice the difference between my day to day, right? When I'm serving others, I'm always receiving messages for others, right? And of course, spirit guides me in my life. So this is how it's kind of set up. It's like I'm always receiving just random messages for others. Always throughout the day, I'm receiving random messages for others, right? Now, when I shut down, I don't receive anything for others. If I receive something, it's all for me. Now, even during that time of receiving messages from others, spirit will still guide me, and I'm still receiving and hearing and recognizing that, and I'm following that. But the majority of my time when I am go is spent serving, right? And receiving for others. When I slow down, how can I continue to grow if I don't receive? Right. And whether we're talking a spiritual, spirit guiding and giving, right? Or whether we're talking just exuding our energy, right? If you're constantly on the go for work or for family or whatever, then when do you have an opportunity to receive? It's important. So important. Let's see. Pat said, I call it turning in. Yes, turning in and going within. I love it. You know what? I am being guided to pull a card from this deck. Oh, and thank you guys for the birthday wishes. And those of you that sent the gifts, thank you so much. And some of you that sent the donations, thank you so much. I appreciate you. I was intending to thank you as soon as we got on, and I totally forgot. So thank you. Let's see. What do you have for us, Spirit? What do you have? And I love, look at this. Doesn't it just kind of remind you of going out grounding and the energy of the moon, even though it feels bright like the sun? It just reminds me of the moon, reminds me of solar plexus. Take that one. Okay. Ooh, look at this. Ooh, we have healing the heart, power of self-love. So you know what? As I was saying that, Spirit was like, sometimes the reason why we don't slow down is because we don't love ourselves enough. We don't feel worthy to rest, right? And even as I said that, those of us who have ancestors that were slaves, and it doesn't matter what color you are in this lifetime, because in some lifetime you've had ancestors that were slaves. But listen, if you think about the fact that no matter what, when you were tired, you couldn't rest. When you were hungry, you couldn't eat, right? When I used to work for that other business, that other company, I would skip breaks, I would skip lunch, I would just work, work, work. Now, mind you, part of the reason, the big reason I did that is because before I was on salary, I was on commission. And then even when I was on salary, I still made bonuses off of my team's commission, right? And then I had commission still. So part of me was doing this because the longer I worked, the more I made, right? But even that's not healthy, because that's coming from a place of lack. You mean to tell me, in order for me to be successful, I have to neglect myself? Right? Where does that come from? Now, some of us may say, I was taught to love myself by my family, but I still operate like this. I was shown, certain behaviors in my family that I don't know where this comes from. We carry DNA within us, and we carry cellular memory in that DNA, right? Even if it was a past life, even if it was a life that we have no memory of, right? So it's really about you in that meditative state, right? Tonight is a great time to just tell Spirit, I am choosing to connect to every being that I have incarnated as. I am choosing to connect to my ancestors, to my lineage. I am choosing to connect to every strand of DNA that courses through me. And I am choosing to bring to the forefront any beliefs, behaviors, fears that don't serve me so that they can be released and transmuted to love, balance, peace, and joy, right? And then just deep breathe. Just deep breathe, right? So that's what's coming up. Now, also what I'm hearing is, and to be a little more immediate, right? Immediate as in this lifetime experiences, those experiences that you are aware of where you have experienced a broken heart, right? Whether it was as a child, an adult, both, or somewhere in between, Spirit is saying now it's time to truly just allow it to be released. And as I'm saying that, I can feel it. Like first, it kind of felt like a flower blooming, and then it started to feel like a cloud of smoke that was coming up, right? A cloud of smoke that's coming up, however you choose to visualize it. I'm feeling it in the solar plexus, but I'm feeling it really, really deep in here, a whole lot in here. Just breathe it out, let it go, release it, right? It's showing me like a pot that's boiling where the lid is ready to pop off, but you're struggling to keep it on. Some of us, you'd be surprised, we're struggling to stay in the trauma. We're struggling to keep it as a part of us because it's our story and we don't know who we are without it, right? Spirit says without it, you're perfect, whole, and complete. And with it, you're perfect, whole, and complete. But without it, you realize just how perfect, whole, and complete you are. Let me get rid of these pop-ups that just showed up. Okay. So yeah, let's see what you all are saying. And if this is resonating at all, you guys, go ahead and give the video a thumbs up, por favor. Thank you, thank you. Let's see. Anitra said Ruby is in Oregon. I got a speeding ticket in that state. She is. Ruby used to live in Washington, but Ruby is in Oregon. She is in Oregon. Pat said, yep, there's a mindset out there that says if you're not working hard, you're lazy, right? It's true. It's true. There is. And we're being called to let that mindset go. I'm being told to pull again from here. Look, you guys, it's 6:01. We are making good timing because you remember when Empower Hour used to be more than an hour. And listen, Empower Hour is that one. It's usually ending right at an hour because I also was told to pull from this other deck too. And then when we stay on late, it's usually the mini reads, right? So let's see. What do you have for us, Spirit? What do you have for us? What message would you like to give us that is going to assist us throughout the month of March? What do you have? Take which one? Thank you. Okay, and as I grab that one, Spirit said, get the book because we using it today. Okay. So the first card is Wings of Light, becoming something new. I love it. I cannot make it up. And look, when I look at this card, it also speaks to how Spirit has been saying this energy that we're in and how fast moving it is, right? Like at first we were in an energy of turtle pace, right? And now we're in this energy of lightning speed, right? And listen, the pace is not just something that's high vibe, the lightning speed. It's also things that are low vibe, right? If you are thinking it, you're getting it, right? That's like, I love noun laters, you guys. That candy from back in the day, noun laters, I love them, love them, love them, especially the sour apple and sour cherry and sour strawberry, all sour. I love the best. But anyways, my sister in love actually found, and thank you, Anitra. I love that. Anitra calls her in-laws sister and brother and mother in love, her in-loves instead of in-laws. But anyway, she actually went in the store and she was able to find some. I didn't even know we had them here. I found them on the road when we were coming back from New York. And I was like, if y'all see some, let me know. I even asked my ex-husband to send me some from the store in Seattle. So anyways, Oh gosh, my now laters. My son, I was letting him have some. And so when I was holding the bag, my first thought was for him not to get green because, I was like, just put your hand in and pick. But I was like, ooh, okay, green's my favorite. So I instantly realized, okay, well, since I like to preserve my green, I'm going to say get and pick a color, right? The color that's my least favorite. Guess which one he got? The color that's my least favorite, right? Now, if I had said, don't get green, don't get green. I'm guaranteeing he would have gotten green because that's what I was focused on, right? So what Spirit is saying, Spirit is just telling me to share that with you because there's multiple messages within that one message. Number one, whatever you focus on, whether you're focusing on it in forward thinking or backward thinking, meaning it's affirmative that this is what you're choosing or it's what you're not choosing. Whatever you're focused on is what you're going to get, right? The universe doesn't translate. She said, don't get green. The universe is just focusing on green, right? Green. So that's what you get. But also, whether or not what your thought process is something that is serving you or not, if you're thinking about it, you're going to get it quickly right now. And if you really pay attention to like the things that you say or the things that you speak just in conversation without having a full like awareness that I am saying these words and these words are manifesting, right? If you were to really pay attention, you will notice that things are manifesting in your life very quickly right now, okay? So spirit is saying it's because not only are you becoming something new, which is more powerful. Now, we're powerful beings, right? Your something new is you becoming more powerful. But here's where healing comes in. Healing comes into play because when you heal, you know what to do with that power. You're able to direct that power. You're able to choose how that power is utilized, and you're able to clearly create what you desire and deserve, what you choose based on this power you have, using this power based on being in that healed state, right? So, Spirit is letting you know just because you haven't healed and just because you haven't released certain things, the power is there. The power is there. So, you're either going to be creating more of what you'd rather not experience or rather not have, or you're going to be creating what you would rather have, right? It's all up to you. Remember, it's all up to you. Remember Free Willy. And as I said, I start to hear Will Smith, I start to hear him rap. So yeah, wings of light, becoming something new. And even as I say that, what I'm being told to tell you is like your words. They're placed on angel wings, and those angels are carrying your words, your vibrational frequency attached to those words straight to the divine. And the divine got time today. Okay, the divine's got time today, and when you speak it, you are receiving it. So the whole point in this is to be mindful, right? To be self aware, right? And if you realize there's some paradigms that you just aren't able to shake because maybe you don't have the tools, it's time to hire someone, whether it's me or someone else. It's time to hire someone and get to work with your healing, right? Allow spirit to guide you. Stepping through. Sometimes the only way out is through. And we've heard this before. We've heard it. Stepping through. As I'm saying that, I'm also seeing like steppers, like fraternities, sororities, stepping through. And as I'm saying that and seeing that, what Spirit is telling me is, again, reiterating, as you're stepping through whatever it is you're stepping through, I'm hearing a mess specifically. You can do so with style. You don't have to crawl through it. You don't have to beg through it. You don't have to cry through it. You can enjoy it, right? You can be intentional with what you feel as you're going through it. In fact, you're encouraged to do that because when you're feeling down, and I know it's a part of being human. I'm not saying this to say don't feel your feelings, but what I am saying is don't get stuck there. Because when you get stuck there, it makes it so difficult to get out. But when you feel it, this is where you are, and you have those deep conversations with spirit, and you say, Spirit, this is what I'm feeling, this is what I'm believing, but I know better. Guide me, show me, I surrender, I trust. These are conversations I've had with spirit. Guide me. And here's the thing, you guys, don't wait to call on spirit just when you're in the midst of something. You talk to spirit every day, all day. Let spirit know, even if it's spirit, I feel so good today. Thank you. Even if it's that, build a relationship with spirit. We had this come through before. How can you trust someone you don't know? How do you get to know someone? I just got turned on to the show Love is Blind, you guys. And I tell you, I actually am now a faithful watcher of this show. And I would actually go on a show like that. And when I was getting my hair twisted, she put it on and she had never seen it either. That show is so good. They go and they sit, they have like the guys stay in an apartment, the women stay in an apartment, and they go in these pods and they can't see each other and they get to know each other over this period of time, and they decide out of all the people that they meet, they're dating behind these screens, which person that they like to propose to. So then they propose to one another. And then after they propose, then they go out and they go on like this vacation at a resort and they spend time together. And then after that, they move in together, they spend time together. Then they plan their wedding and then they decide if they're going to actually get married or not, right? At the wedding time. So they get all dressed up, families there, and then they decide if it's a yes, I do, or if it's a I don't. But the show, I actually enjoy it. Another one of my veg out things, once I was turned on to it, I spent one of my days just catching up. So, how can you trust someone you don't know? The way they were able to get to know one another to determine whether or not they were in love was they talked to each other. They didn't see each other. They didn't see each other at all. All they did was they spoke to one another. And when you talk to spirit, spirit will speak back. And the more you talk to spirit, the more that trust builds, right? The more that trust builds. So when spirit is guiding you, if you don't trust spirit, I wouldn't do something that somebody tell me to do I don't trust. It's a whole lot of people I trust me more than I trust them. So I'm going to do what I feel. But I trust spirit. And I know that spirit is all knowing. And I know that all things through spirit is possible, right? I understand it. I believe it with every fiber of my being. So when spirit guides me, I do it. It's simple, it's easy because I trust. I know. I see the value in being spirit led, right? That came from conversations. Hey, spirit, and you don't have to come to spirit like, like dun 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 dun. I gotta be a certain way. Be yourself. Be yourself. Be yourself. That song's playing now. Be yourself, right? Be yourself. Spirit is here to embrace you, despite what we've been taught. Spirit doesn't punish us. Spirit doesn't abandon us. Spirit doesn't judge us. Spirit is literally here to serve us, right? To assist us, to make life easy and fun for us. Another programming we've been fed that's false as far as the fear, the abandonment, right? The judgment, the lake of fire. You're going to burn in a eternal hell 10 times hotter than any fire. That's scary. That is scary. And if you operate on fear, spirit knows your heart. God knows your heart. So if it's fear and it's not sincere, then don't you think you'd still burn in hell if that were true? Just release it, right? Like take that breath and just draw up all those false narratives because your soul knows what's false. Your soul actually knows. Even if you don't allow your mind, if your mind attempts to fight against what your soul knows. So this is why spirit is saying taking that rest is so important. So you have the time to really get in touch with you. What is it that I feel? What is it that I believe? What is it that I know? And where is there resistance? Right? Where's the resistance that's keeping me from going after what my soul knows? We know, you guys, we always know, but then we just kind of brush it off. When we feel that doubt, instead of exploring it, we just brush it off and we keep operating where we are because there's comfort in the discomfort, right? Let's see what you're saying. Uh, let's see. Oh, I've been missing a lot. Um, Daryl said, I'm in Portland with my activist boots on the ground. That is so awesome. So maybe there's a connection that can be made with you and Ruby out there. I feel like there's some positivity that you can, I'm hearing, pour and expand to her. There's some things that you can share as far as the activism. Pat said, I started following a page on IG, the NAP Ministry. She promotes the message of rest as a form of protest against the capitalism machine. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, it is definitely something powerful, something powerful. And I'd like to encourage those that are connecting to it as a protest to connect to it as a form of self-love, even, right? Because there's a lot of energy in protesting a system, right? As opposed to I'm doing this because it serves me. And if that's the starting point to get people to do it, go for it, right? When I started my journey, I was literally that person, right? Like when I first left Christianity, I joined the Nation of Islam, right? And I shared with you guys the story of the fear, all that programming where I was afraid that if I was in the nation, I wasn't a Christian, that I was going to burn in hell. And then I was like, wait a minute, but if I'm a morally good person and I do everything that, you know, is morally good, then why would God burn me in hell? That don't make sense to me. Okay, so now I'm about to go ahead and be a Muslim, right? And then it was like, don't question God. And I told you guys how my finger was burned real bad. And I had said, I prayed and I asked Allah to take the pain away. Allah is just God in Arabic. No matter what we call God, God is God. Frequency is frequency, source is source, right? And it stopped. The pain went away. So I'm like, okay, this is real. Like, it resonated so much with my soul. But there were certain things that didn't resonate with me. So I gained what I was meant to gain from that experience. And then I released it, right? And then I realized I just don't believe in organized religion. I'm spiritual. I don't believe in the boxes, right? And so I let it go. But there was a time when I was in the nation where I knew the Bible inside out. There was a time where I knew it inside out because remember, I grew up Christian, kind of cultish, actually, with my brother's father. We had Bible study every week, kept the Sabbath, all kinds of cultish stuff. Might not sound too cultish because I'm minimizing, but it was. And so I would go head to head, debating, sometimes arguing, right? A lot of energy, right? And then I got to the point when I released that. I released it. And then when I began my spiritual healing journey and I started to embrace spirituality, then I realized that my energy is meant to be reserved for me and those that spirit tells me to give my energy to, not people that have no intentions of shifting, right? So I say that to say there is no right or wrong. It just is. And there's a purpose for everything, right? We start somewhere and we serve somewhere. And there are people that are right there on their journey, right? So for some, they may feel encouraged to look at it as I'm fighting against the system, I'm protesting the system. And some may be at a point where they're choosing to do it for self love, right? But I guarantee those that are in that I'm fighting against the system will eventually evolve into it being for self, right? If they stick to the journey and the path, right? Because I too, like I said, I was one of those that's like, I'm fighting, fight the power, and I'm still fighting the power in a sense, but I'm not fighting, right? I'm just loving. I'm loving. And that is the biggest fight. That's the greatest weapon we have is love. And it starts with self. So that was the message that was coming from that. So yeah, but thank you for sharing that. Let's see. Daryl said Portland, Oregon wants us to talk in our little boy and little girl voices. I refuse. Yeah, it sounds like the world. It sounds like the world, and we're all refusing, right? Yes, refusing. It's like that meme on social media. I saw it for the first time years ago, but it's like the person, the powers that be, the elite, standing at a podium, and they're at the edge of this little plank, and the people are the ones standing on the other end of the plank, not realizing the power is if we just stop standing in this position, right? If we stop standing here and we get off the ride, we get off the plane, then they fall, right? And this is the thing, we don't realize our power. They've disempowered us so much through programming, and we are continuing to allow it as a collective that we don't realize how much power we have, but they do. They realize it, right? And this is where this lightning speed is coming from, right? Because right now things are shifting. Things are shifting in a major way. And as things are shifting, they're just doing everything they can to hold on to that last little bit of power. So this is why we're being encouraged to have self-love, self-care, going within self, exploring self, healing self, because the more of us that do that, the more of us will do that. And then the more of us that do that, they already know. We're the ones that's late to the bus, late to the party. They already know. This is why they got the virus, they got the wars, they have everything they have, the injections, all the stuff they have, because they know that the world is turning and that they're losing power. So they will have us believe otherwise. But we know We know. Let's see. Tanya said, what's crazy is I don't sit down, not even at work. My 12-hour shift, I feel so lazy and hate just sitting down. It's almost unbearable to be still. I gotta rest, reset. Seriously. Well, here's the thing, because you know that it's unbearable for you, this is where you do your 5 minutes, right? Just five. Start with five. And then in the morning and in the evening, do five, 2 times for you, 2 times a day for you. And just breathe, right? Just breathe. Just sit and breathe, right? Just allow yourself that rest, because you deserve it. You deserve it. And look at it as the recharge that it is, right? Look at it as the reset that it is. It's resetting you, it's recharging you, making you more powerful to do more. Right. And Pat said, hey, Daryl. Yes, Daryl, we salute you. We really do. We salute you. Alexa Janelle said, just pay for a mini reading. Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. I am being led. Well, one more card, you guys, and then we're truly going to get to the mini readings. Deaja's first, and then Alexa Janelle, you are second. Now, do you prefer to go by Alexa Janelle, or do you go by Alexa? What do you have for us as a collective? Oh, there's more messages that. Who's still on with me? Let me know. Hey, TK, looking forward to your meal at the mini retreat. So, you guys, I told you the mini retreat is March 8th through the 11th, right? And TK is one of the people coming, and she reached out and said she was cooking a vegan meal for us. So, because at the mini retreat, we don't have a chef. The all inclusive, we got chef and staff. But the mini retreat, we don't have a chef, and it's totally fine, right? It's still amazing healing. But anyways, I got really both grateful when she said she was cooking for us. So we have summoning power, and it says instinct, intellect, and control. Summoning power. Spirit's been telling us about this power. And then we have portal, infinite mind, awakening, and consciousness. Look at that. Right? So that portal, we're in this energy. And you guys, from 22222 to 22822, backwards, forwards, no matter how you looked at it, it's the same, right? We're still in the frequency of those energy portals that was open, that powerful. I'm hearing as above, so below, whether beginning to end, no matter how you go about it, the outcome is still the same. It's still going to put you in that position of power, put you where you choose to be, right? So Spirit is just saying, tapping into these portals and literally summoning your power, right? Now, I told you guys before that something that I say to Spirit is that I am choosing to activate all my gifts, right? I am choosing to activate all my gifts. I am choosing to be in my full power, right? I am choosing to be used as a vessel of highest light and love and truth, right? Use me, right? So what I'm being guided to tell you to do is to decide what it is that you're choosing to be. Now, we talk a lot about what you're choosing to experience, and this is good too. Take some time to focus on that, but also take some time to focus on what you're choosing to be, how you're choosing to be led, how you're choosing to show up, and then open yourself so that Spirit can pour that power into you, right? And give you all the missing puzzle pieces, So remember in the beginning, we were talking about how this healing journey, it doesn't have to be hard or tough, right? How it kind of just unfolds. So as you make it known to Spirit how you're choosing to be, and you're making it known to reveal to you all the things that are blocking you and to pour into you all the things that are required, it'll happen. But here's the catch. This is where being Spirit led is super important, because tonight, when you get out there with that moon energy and you tap in and you tell Spirit what you're choosing to be, what you're choosing to experience, and all that you feel is lacking, that you're really just saying, I know it's there, but Spirit, expand me so that I can find it, right? And use it. Spirit will be guiding you to get to these places that you're going to be speaking of tonight. So make a choice. Is this truly what you're choosing? Because if it is, once you set that intention and you send that frequency, when Spirit guides you, take action. Do what you're guided to do, because every step you're guided to take is getting you to where you're speaking of being tonight, right? And not just tonight, even before, but we're starting where? At these new beginnings. So we're focusing on tonight and beyond, okay? So let's see what you all are saying, and then we're going to get to the mini readings. Shanna said mini readings. Yes. Let's see. Shanna said, yes, fight the power with self-love. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Let me see. I missed a whole lot. I missed something that Anitra said. Oh, I missed a lot, y'all. Um, Pat said, yes, our word is our wand. Absolutely. Sharon said, oh, I like that, Pat. Yes, I have a continual dialogue with spirit all day, every day. Yes. Anitra said that show. Ooh, we watched the US, Brazil, and Japanese versions. I haven't watched those yet, but I did see the Brazil. It popped up, and I was like, okay, I just may watch it, even though I gotta read the captions. The sub. What's it called, you guys? My brain has died for a second. That happens a lot when I'm in spirit led mode. It's like my brain just kind of decides to shut off. Shanna said, all things through spirit is possible when spirit has my whole being. I know I am all right. Absolutely. Pat said, yes, relationships are built on communication and communication builds trust. Yes. And you just been giving me that, like, here's this, now here's that. Thank you so much. So here's the other thing, too, right? Also, the more we take action in the guidance we receive, the more the trust builds, because at first that's uncomfortable, any time we're turning over, right? Because if we're healers, if we're teachers, if we're light workers, light bearers, light warriors, whatever titles you go by or you've been given by spirit, then naturally we're leaders, right? So a good leader can also be led, right? We understand this, right? But a good leader is usually a little skeptical. Okay, who's leading me and where you leading me to, right? Now, if it makes sense, I'm gonna do it because I know in order to be a great leader, it's important to be led, to be able to be led, right? So we have that skepticism to us, right? But the more we do what spirit guides us to do, the stronger that faith and that trust becomes. Because each time spirit has guided me and I've done it, and it's proven to serve my highest good beyond what I could have even imagined, it just gave me that much more motivation to do it. Right. And so this is how we build that deeper connection, that deeper bond, and get to that point of being totally spirit led, right? Totally spirit led. My 18-year-old is finally convinced of just how psychic I am, right? He's finally convinced because he's finally decided to stop lying to me. And when I say finally, I'm gonna tell you today, right? So I had an appointment today. I was out and about. I called him. Now I didn't realize he had work at 4. I was thinking he had work at 5. And so I'm like, okay, it's time for you to get up. You have work and you have things that you have around the house to do before you go, right? And so, anyways, when I came home, he probably heard the buttons being pushed to unlock the door because he was up in his room. And so I'm like, he just got up. I'm like, you just got up, didn't you? And he's like, no, I was up. I said, have you used the bathroom? Because every time he gets up, he goes to the bathroom. It takes him forever in the bathroom. Then he gets in the shower. He said, I did. So then he went in his bathroom. He's like, oh, I got to go again. And I was just like, Spirit said, he didn't get up when you called. So I said, okay, you didn't get up. Don't even deny it. And then I could see where it registered like, oh yeah, mom's psychic. I probably am just gonna not tell her a lie. But it was the first time that he didn't argue the point of whatever he said he did. And we've had these talks where I'll tap in and I'll just ask spirit, and I'll be like, so my spirit said, are you gonna keep lying? Are you gonna say spirit's not telling me the truth? So I realized today he really just realized mommy can literally ask spirit and get the answer. He's a trip. He's in this transition period of becoming a young man, becoming a man, right? And still being a teenager. So I just told him, you can stay here for as long as you choose, as long as you don't disrupt my peace. And how you don't disrupt my peace is, and I went down the line, and just said, I recommend you do it so you can save and get prepared and be okay as soon as you go, because they have one time to leave and come back. That's um my maximum, unless spirit tells me something else. But as of right now, they get to leave one time, come back one time. That's just it. That's just it. I felt like I was going somewhere with that. And wherever I was going, I ended up right here. So so yes, yes, yes. He's actually a great kid. Yesterday, me, and my mom, we all hung out and it was an amazing time. But you know, he's still adjusting. And I'm just like, you know what? I'm just going to ask spirit. I'm not going to take your word for it. I'm going to ask spirit. Let's see. Um, Shannon said, okay, I read that. Pat said, yes, really. Okay, I read that. Pat said, Anitra, how many versions do they have? This is scary. That's the fear I was operating in. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. And how many of you felt that way when you were being spirit led, that it was scary? You know, how many of you felt that way? If you were someone that felt that way, get in touch with where that came from, right? And then get in touch with your soul. Remember, Spirit kept telling us to remember, you guys, those of you that have been with me for a while, when Spirit was like, feel your own frequency, right? It was for several reasons. It was number one, because the collective's frequency was about to get really heavy, and it was important to be able to decipher between what was programmed energy and what was our own energy, and what energy was truly available to us, right? But also with that whole thing with the fear, when you can recognize your own energy and you can feel your own energy and you can separate it from outside energy, then you're able to know whether or not that fear is rooted in a warning, or it's rooted in a truth, or whether or not it's rooted in programming, right? And remember, when Spirit said we are exactly where we are called to be, exactly where we agreed to be. So even if you didn't start that process back then, it's okay. Just start it now. That's why Spirit brought it up again. Just start it now. Start practicing feeling your own energy, right? So you can decipher your soul's promptings versus programming, right? So Pat says, Sharon, that's the name of a book by Florence Scovel Shinn, a New Thought author from the 1920s. Pat said, yes, Anitra, a lot of Christians feel that way. TK said, hey, y'all, love and light, TK. Sharon said, thank you, Pat. I'll look into it. Shannon said, yes, fight the power with self-love. Let's see. Shannon said, didn't, if this is allowed, Mr. Healy, but is there a mini read donated? Can I please get it? Yes, if anyone donates a mini reading, since you asked for it, you will definitely be the one to have it. And yes, it's always allowed, always allowed. Alexa said Alexa's good unless it sets off your device. Oh, no, you're totally fine. I have Samsung, so it's Google. Let's see. Pat said today is 3222. Yes, yes. And then you know what it breaks down to? 3. Um, Tanya said, I just paid for a mini general. Awesome. Thank you, Tanya. How much are the readings again? I always forget, and I sent the difference amounts each time. 25. Thank you, Deasia, for letting her know. You guys, if you haven't subscribed to Deasia's YouTube, please do. She's here under Daisy Divinity. Daisy Divinity. Pat said, I love it. He's finally realizing you're psychic. He sounds so much like my son. Yes, because it's so funny. And then sometimes when he's telling me the truth, he'll be like, all you have to do is ask Spirit, you know. Sometimes I don't ask, though, and Spirit will just give me the answer in the midst of the conversation. Pat said, I love it. Okay, I saw that. Tanya said, okay, thank you, Daisy. Nahkila, FYI, I donated a read. Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you so much. So, Shanna, Tanya donated a reading for you. So, yes, you will be in the rotation. Daryl said, indeed, Pat. Sharon said, donating a reading. Awesome sauce. Thank you so much. So, oh, you're so welcome, Deasia. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I still have Aquarius to do. When I had started going through that shaking, I felt a little bit like, okay. And then I was like, oh, I just have one more. And then I felt the shaking, which, as I'm saying it out loud, that was Spirit letting me know, no, stop and eat, go breathe, go give yourself a massage in that chair so you'll be prepared, So I have one more. I'll probably do it after Empower Hour, if not tomorrow. Okay, so I'm going to Deasia, you are first. Now, Deasia, let me know. Were you getting a general, or did you have a question? Okay, Spirit. So I'm just gonna call on you for the cleansing factor, because I don't have the sage. So I'll just call on you to cleanse and disconnect. Was it a general? Shanna said, thank you, Tanya. So I'm now connecting to Deasia's energy, Spirit general. Okay. What do you have for Deasia? Okay, so I'm literally hearing two songs playing at the same time. I'm hearing that good old faithful that ain't no sunshine where she's gone, but I'm also hearing I got you, babe. Do 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 do. Sunny and Cher. I've got you, babe. I'm hearing that, and I'm seeing two circles intertwined. Like you know how it forms that little shape right there. I'm seeing two circles, and Spirit is putting emphasis on that shape right there. So what is that all about? So Spirit said it's time for Deasia to go even deeper into self-exploration. She's been doing great. Now go even deeper into self-exploration. It's time for you to allow yourself to really tap into this goddess energy, this goddess power once and for all. It's time for you to stop seesawing back and forth, in and out. And the reason why I'm receiving this, because what Spirit is saying is also your definition of goddess, right? It's even deeper than how you would define it, right? And what Spirit is saying is that you have specific categories of goddess, right? And it's simply just goddess, right? It's simply just goddess, and that encompasses everything. So what Spirit is saying is to take the focus off of the goddess of love, the goddess of this, the goddess of that, and just embrace the goddess frequency, right? The complete and total goddess frequency. You've been doing great on your healing journey. Keep up the good work. Also, what Spirit is telling me to tell you is to start delivering more messages when you're out and about, right? Start delivering more messages when you're in public. When you see someone and you get a message, give it if Spirit guides you to. Don't hold it in and save it for self. Don't judge what they're going to think of you, or preconceive what they'll feel, right? Because what Spirit is saying is that you're meant to touch more people, meaning you're meant to do more things that are in the physical, right? In the physical, yes, social platforms are great, and that's going to help you expand and grow as well. But you're also being called to do more things that are in the physical. So if you can attend, I'm hearing seminars or summits or events, or even if there's crystal shops that are close to you or within driving distance, or metaphysical shops or anything of that nature. Spirit is saying it's time for you to start offering and presenting your services, right? It's time for you to start doing that. And I just started going, don't be afraid of the way it feels. And now I'm hearing it's real love. That part came to, ooh, now they're still singing. Okay, so what would you like me to tell her about that? The hunches, the inner knowings, the readings of people. And they're telling me to tell you, keep skating, whatever you're doing at the skate park, keep doing that. They're just saying that they'd like you to go deeper, Deasia. What they're really putting emphasis on is the fact that this energy that we've been talking about, how readily it is available to all of us, but some of us that have put in the work, right? It's like the same frequency is available to all of us, but some of us have a closer reach, right? And what they're showing me is like someone who is maybe back here, so they may have to walk to the neighbor's house to get a cup of sugar. Whereas someone who lives in the house with the neighbor with the cup of sugar can simply just go like this and grab the sugar. And that's how it's coming through, right? But it's coming through like you don't even realize how much sugar is there, because you're focused on the sugar out the door, the sugar at the store, the sugar at the neighbor's house who don't even have sugar, right? So Spirit is saying for you to spend more time focusing on what's within. And what I'm seeing as I'm holding my finger like this, I'm seeing my finger go here and here, right? What's within your third eye, what's within your heart. It's also time for you to let go of past misconceptions about yourself and about the world. Spirit is saying it's time for you to break free from the things that you've learned from your family, right? Some of the things that you've adapted based on your background. And it's time for you to make your own way. And this is not saying like, oh, it's time to move, or oh, it's time to do this. You'll do that when you feel led, when Spirit guides you and you know that it's the perfect time for you. What this is coming through as, it's more mindset, it's more mental, right? There are some familial paradigms that hold you back, right? And I'm seeing you kind of going in and out. Like, you know, that some of the things that you've been taught don't necessarily apply, right? And this relates to limiting beliefs. You may be the dreamer of the family. You may be the one that people may label as not being realistic in the family, right? And it just comes to say, well, what does being realistic really mean, right? What is reality really, right? And where are you forming your beliefs around what reality is, right? This is a question that you would ask to anyone who maybe doubts you or labels you a dreamer. And it's not a question that maybe you will ask in the literal sense to everyone, but some people you will be guided to ask that question. Okay, so I also heard teaching young girls, but then what I saw was like you playing Ring Around the Rosie with young girls. So what's coming through from that is eventually Spirit is going to be calling you to teach young girls. But right now, what Spirit is saying is number one, get deeper in touch with your inner child, right? Get deeper in touch with your inner child and also start spending time around children, young girls, children, and literally just playing games with them. Like when my family was here, my nephew King, I decided to skip with him because I like to skip. My inner child loves it, and I like to do it. And I remember when me and my ex were married, I'd be like, "Come on, let's skip." After we go on a date, I'd be like, "Let's skip." It took everything for me to get him to skip with me. Sometimes he would. His skipping game was a little off, but he'd do it, so I gave him credit. So with my nephew, I'm skipping. He's skipping with me too, right? Man, that I'm still dealing with it physically from skipping. And when I tell you I didn't even skip a half a block, it wasn't even a block. It's like, okay. But anyways, I'm sharing this with you because I always have stories. But it's coming through like that, like when you connect with children just playing games, he'd be like, Auntie Kiki, want to play this with me? And so, we play little games, but that's how it's coming through, just really allowing your inner child to play and playing with children, right? Because it's one thing when we allow our inner child out, and it's something else when we have play dates with actual children. Their magic starts to rub off on us, right? Their magic starts to rub off. And I have chills right now saying that to you. And I actually feel a little emotional. But this is what Spirit is telling you to do. And not just with your niece, but starting with your niece, right? But just, opening yourself up, and those children that you're meant to experience this with will come to you. You do not have to seek them out, right? But there's something about the magic of a child's, like, just their innocence of believing that anything is possible, right? Their gratitude, their pure joy, right? That's something that Spirit is saying. It's important for you to be in that frequency because you got the sugar right there. And in order for you to get the sugar and know what to do with the sugar, you got to be in that place of joy, gratitude, and just hope, right? And as I'm saying hope, Spirit is saying hope in the sense of not being hopeless, right? Not using it in the lack sense, but just not being hopeless, right? The opposite of being hopeless, having that faith, having that knowing that any and everything is possible. And not only is it possible, but it's possible for you and you're capable of receiving it, okay? I'm hearing eat time. What are you eating? How often are you eating? What are you drinking? How often are you drinking it? Spirit saying reminder. We don't have to say anymore. They said, told her to go out and be great. And now I'm being told to pull a card for you, okay? So let's see, Spirit. What do you have for Deasia? Oh, okay. So this is the first one that came up, the number 734. So it says loss, lack, fear, victimization. Okay. So, those of us that are privy to what you've been going through, we know that you have experienced family members transitioning. And this is the first thing that came when I picked up this card, right? Loss and lack, fear and victimization. What Spirit is telling you is because you know how this transitioning power is what was coming through, how this transitioning power is, right? There is power in loved ones transitioning, right? Because they become ancestors, they become guides, they become assistants in spirit realm that are designed just for us, right? And this is what you're experiencing. So Spirit is telling you to go within during this new moon to allow yourself to get in touch with all the sadness that may still be there so that you can release the sadness and you can tap into that frequency of the positive memories, the memories that bring you joy, and you can turn those memories into your power and then deeply connecting with their energy, calling on them, giving them permission to guide you, to serve you, to protect you, right? And just talking to them about what you're choosing to experience, but talking to them from a place of power. Like I'm feeling a lot of power in your energy. And as I was receiving that, I'm hearing untapped power. So it's time for you to tap into that power. But the grief, the feeling of loss has been preventing you from doing that. And it's not a bad thing. It's just spirit is saying, like, fully get in touch with it without attempting to brush it off or to be strong. Like, allow yourself to release it, to feel it once and for all so you can tap into the blessing that's available to you. Also, doing that grief exercise, I told you about this here on the channel. And it's either in guided meditations folder or in Tuesday tips and tools, right? It's in one or the other, but doing that, I know that's come up for you a lot to do that exercise. And then you also have sacred breath and sound, life force communication, and it's the number 10. So we talk about these new beginnings, right? And as I'm saying that, when you have the number 7 and the number 10, it equals 8. And so spirit is letting you know these connections, these energetic bonds that you've created with your loved ones, they're eternal, just like you, right? And you have access to divine intelligence. And see that light right there, and it's almost like the dolphin is showing up as like a guide, like one of your transitioned loved ones that have has swam into the next realm, right? But they're still here with you. And it's that sugar we spoke of, right? Where some people are choosing to connect and they go further into the realm of spirit to connect. Well, you have this go-between that's able to deliver it to you. I'm hearing exactly the way they know it serves your highest good to receive it. And I'm going to say this to you because they're telling me to explain this. When we think in terms of our spirit team, right? Our spirit team consists of a lot of different beings, some who have actually walked the earth and they have now become angels or guides or ascended masters or ancestors, right? And sometimes they speak to us in a way that they spoke, right? And then you have those guides that are ancestors or angels that were actually family members that we encountered in this lifetime. So when they transition and they speak to us, it's like a closer connection because they are still existing in the frequency of knowledge of where we are on this journey, right? It's almost like this bridge between the realms. It feels like one foot in, one foot out. Even though they're totally in spirit realm, they're still very connected to your energy and what your soul requires and desires. So the way they deliver to you, the way they serve you, the way they assist you, it's super aligned with who you are today, right? And who you are tomorrow and who you are for the rest of this lifetime, right? So that's how it's coming through. So it's like this really sacred connection that you have, that you're privy to. But what spirit is saying is that through your sacred breath, right? Through your sacred breath, which is that meditation, is how you're going to build that bond. And even sacred sound. So you may choose to get you a singing bowl, right? I recommend the ones that are metal is what's coming through. I recommend the one that's metal. I recommend one of those, and literally just allowing yourself to hear that vibration whenever you're going to connect with them, like ding that bowl and just allow that vibration to cleanse whatever frequencies of doubt are there, cleanse whatever's blocking the connection, and then setting the intention of protection and then begin speaking to them. Okay. So that's what's coming through for you, Deasia. Is there anything else? Spirit said, no, just tell Deasia, don't be afraid of the next level. The next level of healing, the next level of serving, and the next level of figuring it out. And what that means is what I'm being told is what you thought you were here to do, it's actually not what you thought you were here to do. In your next session, we can explore that together if you choose to. And you can start exploring it now, but what you thought you were here to do, which is why you haven't really been extremely motivated to do what you thought you were here to do, because you've passed that. You've passed that, and now there's more, and it's actually a little bit different now. So yeah, so go ahead and start exploring that, and then if you choose to bring it in session, we can explore it together. Okay, so that is your message, Deasia. Thank you so much for allowing me to serve you. I'm going to look at the comments now to see what you're saying. Hi, Simple, Mindful, Resilient. You guys may feel led to follow Simple, Mindful, Resilient Life. That is Brianna, and she's the one I was talking about, Alexa, when I said she's in Washington State and she does Qigong. So you guys may feel led to follow. There's some amazing things that she posts to her YouTube channel. Let's see. Okay. Um, Deja said, I've been going out and people watching more, and I do receive messages about them. Awesome. Yes, yes, yes. So now set the intention for spirit to make it extremely clear when you get these messages, right? Who it is you're being guided to give the messages to. You can even tell spirit, like, okay, spirit, if I'm not meant to give them the message just to make it easy for me, don't give me messages about people unless I'm meant to share it, right? That makes it easy. Or if you just nosy and like knowing about folks, you can say, when you give me the message, tell me who you'd like me to share it with, right? Tanya said, you're welcome. I've been blessed, so I got to give back and I'm pleased to do it. Oh, so sweet, Tanya. Thank you. Hey, the bag lady, tell me your actual name because I can feel in your energy that I know who you are, but I don't recall you based on that name. Um, and she said, what an awesome word. Daisy, Deasia said, yes, there has been a seesaw energy within right now. I get bursts of motivation and I'm on a roll and then I slow down. That's what I was feeling when Spirit said it's because what you're doing right now is you're still existing in the belief system of what it is that you thought you were here to do. And that has shifted. So this is why, right? This is why. Let's see. Deja said, wow, amazing. My mom has been telling me I could volunteer being an assistant to help children. Yes, that sounds good. It feels good too. Deja said, it still shocks me how spirit tells you what I'm thinking exactly when I'm thinking it. LOL. You have no idea. You do though. You're psychic too, so you have an idea. But remember when I said it's like my gift has shifted to the point where it's like I can read minds. Like I can't. Like if you were to say, oh wait, I'm going to share this with you too because this is amazing, guys. If you were to say the red dog went up the street, right? If I'm just tapped in and I don't hear you say the red dog just went up the street. Like I don't hear that. It more comes through in feeling that gets interpreted into words, if that makes sense. It's so difficult to describe the gifts, but I know you know because you have the gifts too. But let me tell you guys what ended up happening. So I have these bracelets that I oftentimes give as gifts to family members. And so with my sister, we had this whole thing planned for her birthday, right? For her bachelorette, she was choosing to go see strippers. I personally don't prefer male strippers, but it wasn't about me. So we were going to take her to a show her a great time, get a room over in Atlanta and just spoil her, right? Well, they didn't have any shows before the wedding. So we actually were going to go for her birthday. And then I got a text message from the company saying, that the show was postponed, blah, blah, blah. So we ended up not doing it. So now I'm like, okay, what do I get her for her birthday? And she liked my mom's bracelet, and both my nieces, I've gotten them one too. So I decided to order her a bracelet. Now, tell me if I'm the only person who does this, but with those coupon codes, I be putting in all kind of stuff usually. Like, let me see if there's any coupons. I could just make up a coupon and get a discount. So this particular time when I'm checking out, I look at where it says coupon code and I heard new. So I put in new and I got almost $9 off. I was like, thank you, Spirit. I was so grateful. I called my mom. I was like, Mom, guess what? Spirit told me to put in new in the code and it worked. I got almost $9 off. I was so excited, you guys. When you said that, it reminded me of that story, and I just decided to share it with you. And I know it's super random, but I'm sharing it because sometimes Spirit will give us messages that are super random, right? I didn't even say, okay, Spirit, what's the code? I just looked at the code, and Spirit knows that usually I'll put in different stuff, seeing if anything gives me a discount. It usually doesn't. But this time I heard new, so I put in new, and bam, I was excited. So, anyways, yeah. Let's see. Um, Anitra said, hey, at the bag lady. The bag lady said, hey. Shanna said, wow, that reading. Alexa said, we're Facebook friends now. Awesome sauce. The bag lady. Stephanie, awesome. Thank you for being here, Stephanie. I knew in your energy, I knew who you were, but I knew you, but I didn't know who you were. So thank you for being here. Daisy Divinity, who is Deasia, says, such an amazing message. I receive it. Thank you. You're so welcome. And TK said, I love how spirit finds ways to surprise us, right? Right? It's so amazing. You guys, I'm so amazed by spirit every time, like it's the first time. I tell you, I am. Sharon said, gotta run. I'll be back later if you're still live. Thank you, Sharon, for being here. Have a beautiful evening. The bag lady said, wait, I'm gonna have to try that coupon code hack. Yes, most definitely. Most definitely. Now I've had plenty of times that I'm putting codes, but this time Spirit said new and it took almost $9 off. That's a big discount. I was excited. Um, Anitra says, see you later, Sharon. Okay, so I am disconnecting from Deasia's energy. And who is next? For those of you that are just joining, we have done the general reading part, but stay on because sometimes in between mini reads, I do collective reads. I will pull or give whatever messages Spirit gives. And then a lot of times, too, those personal readings will resonate with others. So I advise you to stay on. So let's see. I'm going to share the Cash app. ASHWORTH. I'm going to share it in the comments. So if you're interested in a mini read, you can go ahead and send over your 25 and I'll just be going in the order that I receive your payment. Okay. So let's see. So Tanya, let's see, you are next. Oh, thank you so much. I see your donation too for Shanna. And then wait, let's see something. So Sharon, let me see. Did Sharon send over a reading for herself? Oh, she donated a reading also. Okay. And you know what? The last name threw me off. It threw me off. It really did. Now I know exactly what Sharon it is. Oh, thank you so much. My entire kitchen is themed in this. It's not like overly done, but like my silverware, my knives. I have a vase. I have wine glasses that just have the color on the thing. So I just really loved it. It reminded me of that rainbow quartz crystal. So I love it a lot. Let's see. Okay, so Tanya, you're next. Let me know if you would like a general or if you have a question. I believe you said you have. Oh wait, no, Alexa, you're next. I apologize. And Alexa, you said general, right? Thank you for that because you're next. Okay, so you said general, right? Disconnecting from the Asia's energy, connecting to Alexa's energy. Spirit, what message do you have for Alexa? As I went to drink the water, I heard Bruce Lee say, be like water. And Alexa, what Spirit is telling me to tell you is to be moldable, be moldable. And Spirit is saying, I'm hearing by your thoughts, but I'm feeling by your soul, right? So what Spirit is letting me know, the reason why it's coming in like that is because those thoughts that you have that are low vibrating or that I'm hearing disempower you or tear you down, those are not actually your thoughts, right? So the reason why I'm hearing your thoughts and your soul and I'm feeling your soul is because your true thoughts are those thoughts that know just how powerful you are, just how amazing you are, just how brilliant you are, and just how capable you are, right? So Spirit is telling you to allow yourself to sit in that pool of energy that speaks of your own greatness, right? And as I'm saying that, Spirit is saying you have a difficult time doing that, which is why you're being guided to do that. Okay, what's going on with that? Is that my head or is it hers? Because I'm starting to feel a headache from here to here. And Spirit is letting me know that the message is bringing me a message about you. So what is this? What is this? So I'm receiving, it has something to do with your ear chakras. It has to do with what you heard, narratives that you heard, not being praised very much as a child. And then I'm even hearing, and then the praise was kind of backhanded, right? Almost like when I did used to work for that other company, the VP of stores would call call it a bullshit sandwich. Like, right? He'd say, like, you don't praise, and then you don't give basically direction on the things that you're being called to shift. Like that was in the training. Like it's a bullshit sandwich, right? And so he wasn't big on praise at all, right? He'd rather us never praise our team. But this is how it's coming through, as when there was something good, there was always something else that followed. So that kind of took over and negated anything good, right? But Spirit is saying that now that you've chosen to be a parent and you're choosing to parent your child differently, it's important for you not to forget about your inner child. So that same love and concern and the way you guide your son, Spirit is saying to be that way for you. So what I'm receiving is for you to be easy on yourself. Take it easy on yourself, to not be so judgmental over the things that you do or don't do and towards yourself, right? It's all about self-love right now. And again, just like with Deasia, I was feeling her power. Today, the readings are really amazing. They feel really good because what Spirit is letting me feel are the things that are underneath the things that you're being called to release, right? So oftentimes I know it's there because it's there in all of us, right? We all have it. So there's not, it's there. I know it because we all have it, right? But today, Spirit is letting me feel it. And oh my, right now, what I feel in your energy, oh my gosh, it feels so good. And it's making me a little emotional, but I'm feeling like your heart chakra really strong. And then I'm feeling like all this warmth in my back. So what Spirit is letting me know is that your strength is your love. Your strength is your ability to love. And you give love so freely. You are literally that person that will give the shirt off of your back. But what Spirit is saying, it's important for you to keep that shirt for yourself if you don't have anything to wear once you give that shirt, right? Spirit is telling you to learn how to direct that love that you have, where first that love comes to self. And then the reason I'm feeling that warmth on my back is because once that love comes to self, then whatever is left over, that's what you give to others, right? That's what you give to others. And the reason why it's coming in like this, where I'm feeling the love here and it's coming out through the back, as opposed to you giving it from this way, right? It's significant. And what's the significance? Okay, thank you. It's significant because what it shows is the importance of you taking all that love from the divine, all that love that is the essence of who you are, and you're pouring it into yourself first, as opposed to if it was coming out like this, right? You're being called to pour it into yourself first. And then effortlessly, as you love yourself, all that love, that trail of love is what you leave behind, right? It just feels so good. Also, Spirit says, stop letting people take advantage of you. Some people do take your kindness for weakness. And although you know that you're not weak, right? You do know that you're not weak. And you recognize when people are doing that, you kind of just brush it off. And I'm being told to tell you there will be a time and place to brush it off, and there will be a time and place to speak up. But what Spirit is saying, even when it's that time and place to speak up, it's never going to be confrontational to where it feels like a fight or a battle, right? It just feels more like a statement, a matter of fact, a matter of fact. I see you, I feel you, I know you. You're not getting one over on me. That's how it's coming through. And I've done that before. So that's why the laugh came after, because it's like, okay, Spirit, this is familiar, right? Where it's not confrontational. It's just, I see you. Okay. I see you. That's how it's coming through. Now, as I say that, the headache is coming back. So release any fears or any blocks that keeps you from speaking your truth, that keeps you from revealing who you are, right? Because there's a lot of hiding, there's a lot of dimming, and it doesn't just stem from stuff that you've experienced as a child. It also stems from past life stuff, right? You know how we were taught to dim and hide because of all the repercussions that's showing up as our healer self, following the divine self, doing good, loving light all over the village self, right? It's like there was this programmed fear. Spirit is telling you to release that programmed fear, right? And even as I say that, I start to feel more empowered in the third eye, right? And that feeling I was feeling here, it's shifting, and it still doesn't feel comfortable, but it feels more like power, right? I just heard mousy and timid is how you're often perceived by those that don't know you, but those that know you laugh at those that perceive you as that, because you are far from and anything but, right? Your wrath is just as powerful and strong as your love, which is why you keep it under wraps, because you know that. Spirit is speaking about balance for you, creating that balance, and balance in all areas of your life, creating that balance where you are able to show up as that love self, right? That frequency of love, but also able to show up as that person that lets people know, oh, the wrath is real. You know, the wrath is real. The beast is asleep, not dead, right? So there's a matter of balance, right? We're called to have a balance. Spirit is also saying it's time for you to respect yourself a little bit more. Spirit said, don't touch that. Let her figure that out. Because as you say this, she knows. Okay. Now, going back to the balance, Spirit was saying, even when it comes to child rearing, being a parent, and play, Spirit is also putting emphasis on regular date nights. Even if those date nights consist of busting out a board game or a card game, if you guys drink wine, a glass of wine, goodies, putting on a good show, but just where you have that isolated time between you and your spouse. Spirit is saying this is really important for you right now, where the both of you are on your journey. And Spirit just said, and also don't judge your spouse as he's slow to follow. So now that you've decided to join the mentorship and you're now actively at that next level of your healing journey, what Spirit is saying is this: your spouse is looking at you for direction, not the verbal kind, right? Not the push kind, just the kind where you're living by example. So the fact that he's going to be slow to follow, Spirit is saying to give him grace, right? To give him grace, to not push or force your chosen path or your chosen journey on him, no matter how much you see it as beneficial for him, right? But he's watching you. He'll continue to watch you. And as he sees your life transitioning, he'll begin to flow into that transition as well. Spirit just said this is important for you to remember, right? Now, I'm hearing the meditation like saying, let's meditate together. Let's deep breathe together, right? That's actually really, really valuable, right? But he may not choose to do it all the time, and that's okay. But just invite him to deep breathe with you. You can even do it holding hands, right? And also combining energies during sex. Some people call it sex magic. It's literally where you both will just focus on a manifestation together. You'll set the intention before, you'll focus on it during, and when you're at climax, you'll both speak it out loud, right? Because that frequency that comes with the act of sex, the feelings associated with sex, makes those manifestations even more powerful. So things that you're choosing to manifest as a family unit, as a couple, collectively, this is a great way to put more power behind that manifestation. And I was also hearing at the same time, put more power behind it. I was hearing make it manifest. Which deck? It's so funny. I do that every time. When Spirit says pull a card, my eye will be on the deck, but then I still ask which deck. One day I'm going to stop doing that, and I'm just going to go with the one where Spirit directs my eyes every time, but I still say which deck. Okay, Spirit, what message do you have for Alexa? Ooh, okay, your card just flew out. Oh, look, you have Uriel, freedom. I love it. I love it. And Spirit is saying you are free to be you. And look at that. It's like this person is dancing with the universe. And as the person is dancing with the universe, it's like capturing the stars and creating more stars, right? So Spirit is telling you to get in touch with your essence of who you truly are, that divine being, that powerful being, right? To dance with life, enjoy life, see life as just this great adventure, right? Releasing the fear, releasing the blocks, and just allowing yourself to really tap into who you truly are, right? Who you truly are. Don't run from those parts of you that you've put in a box and locked away. Explore that part of you, right? Explore that part of you as you're on your healing journey so that you can take those things from that part of you that serves you in the now. Of course, there are some aspects of you, they have run their course and they're no longer necessary. So you can release that part of you with love and gratitude, right? But it's like, it's not about, how they say, pouring out the bathwater and throwing the baby away too. That little saying. I know I'm not saying it the way they say it, but So that's what Spirit is saying. It's not about pouring the whole part of you that you've tucked away. It's not about pouring it in the river, getting rid of it, completely. It's actually about you learning to gather gather the parts that are relevant to you now and allowing those parts of you to make their presence known as well. Again, the message about balance is really coming through for you big time. Balance, balance, balance. Balance is key. And also, Spirit is telling me to tell you to start being more vocal, right? More vocal, sharing what you do. Go places where there's artsy people. And specifically, Whole Foods is coming through for the Washington State area, Marlene's Market. You know what I mean? Go to them and let them know I'm a photographer. I would love to take some pictures of events that you have, or they have merchandise that they sell. Can you connect me to some of the local vendors that may be looking for someone to photograph their products, or even them? But Spirit is saying it's about you being proactive and getting the word out there, right? And as I'm saying that, Spirit is also saying that if you open yourself to receive and you trust and believe that you can receive someone that you can trust, you can find a teenage assistant, especially now that summer's coming, someone that'll come with you and watch your baby. You can bring your baby and them with you, someone that maybe is interested in photography that can be watching you while they watch your child, and even someone that you can have as a backup, right? To have your date nights, right? They can literally be there while you guys are there, or whatever the case may be. But Spirit is just saying that if you set that intention to manifest someone who has the flexibility to be more readily available, you'll receive that. Okay. Anything else? Spirit said, no, that's it. Tell Alexa we love her. I just heard these are her, okay. These are her guides, her guardians, her ancestors speaking. We love her. And we see all that she's done to change her life, and we're proud of her. You've come a long way. And I heard someone say, you've come a long way, baby. Keep up the good work. Don't fall back on your dreams. Keep pursuing them. And I just heard, thank you for allowing us to be heard. You're welcome. Thanks for coming through. So, yeah, so that is your message, Alexa. Thank you for allowing me to serve you. I'm going to take a peek and see what you've been saying. Let's see. Yes, Tanya, she is. Thank you so much. You're after Alexa. I appreciate it. TK said, this is one that I use. I am like water. I am water. My mind is water. I flow. And so it is. Sending you love and light. Thank you, TK. Alexa said, thank you, making me emotional. Hi, Rashina. I sent you an email responding to your email. Let me know if you've gotten it. And if not, check your spam, because spam likes to collect my emails sometimes. Anitra said, all right now, manifestation sex, okay? The best kind of manifestation there is, even if it's solo. Alexa said, love that. TK said, that's a beautiful card. Alexa said, I received that. Brianna said, that's so funny. Alexa said, that part, I've been hoping to manifest that person. Yes. And constantly hope and just know and trust, right? But Spirit is saying it's also a matter of you releasing any belief systems that you have around outsiders, because even though you've been hoping, like you said, there's still some residue of lack of trust. So this is why they're not coming to you. When you can release that, which you can work on that tonight during this moon energy, tomorrow and the next day too. You can work on it anytime, but the moon energy will be great up to the next 3 nights. When you release that, that's when you'll be able to find that person, because Spirit's not going to bring you anyone that's faulty, right? No one that's faulty. But if you don't truly believe that there's someone out there you can trust, then you won't find them. So yeah. Let's see. Alexa said, thank you. Hey, Cheryl, how are you? Alexa said, made me cry in a good way. I am so grateful. I'm so grateful. Thank you so much for allowing me to serve you. Okay. You know what? I was just told to pull a card for the collective, you guys. Who's still on with me? Let me know. Pull a card for the collective. And then I will go into Tanya's reading. So I disconnected from Alexa's energy spirit. I'm now connecting to the collective. Thank you. What message do you have for us? Which one? Spirit said you already know. So we have shamanic journey, purpose, attunement, vision quest. Okay, there's something that I was told to ask you. I was told to ask you, what does this card mean to you, right? Take this card. It says shamanic journey, purpose, attunement, vision quest. And this is something for you to journal on. And now I'm also being given a message. But your message is going to be separated. This may resonate, but Spirit is saying still, do your journaling on this question. What does this mean to you? So you may feel led to take a screenshot if you're on your phone, or if you're on your laptop, get your phone and take a picture of the card. Okay, so for some of you, you're being called to take a time away, a time out, taking time away so that you can be in your own frequency, right? And it's about you attuning your frequency to the frequency of why you came here, to the frequency of your purpose, right? So just like when Deaja's message was coming through from Spirit, that the reason why she hadn't really been motivated is because there's something else for her to do. I'm also hearing something more for her to do. Well, the same thing is coming through. Some of us, we have in our minds what we were here to do, but that is shifting. Just how we got that message that we're in this fast moving energy, it's shifting, right? And so some of us missed the shift train. Like it shifted so fast, we didn't realize it shifted, and we're still operating in that frequency of, okay, this is what I'm doing, right? And Spirit was like, wait, you just shifted a whole bunch. So now that shifted, right? Now that's shifted. So we're all being called to really open ourselves up to say, hey, Spirit, I realize I'm in this shift. I realize I've shifted, and I'm just checking in to make sure that I am still aligned and attuned with what I'm here to do. Show me, guide me, reveal to me, make it plain, make it clear and easy for me to understand, right? So, what Spirit just said is it's time for you to stop procrastinating on the discovery and allow yourself to get to it. So, what that means is I still to pull this card too, and to have grateful optimism while you're doing it. So what that means is some of us in our hearts of hearts and our soul to soul, we can feel that we're either not totally aligned with what we're here to do, or we're totally out of alignment and we're just like attempting to make it work anyway because of all the work we put into it, all the energy we put in it. This is another reason why when you allow yourself to be living in that energy of ease and grace, it doesn't feel hard to detach because nothing felt hard to get there, right? When you put in all this work, blood, sweat, and tears, it feels you become attached. But the beauty of ease and grace is that ability to not be attached, right? To not be attached. You can just be in flow, right? So, this is why Spirit is saying you have now entered into this frequency of ease and grace if you just allow it. Because then, as you transition, that ease and grace that you experienced when you got there and what was for you at the time on your way there that may not be for you now, there's no attachment because it just flowed so easily and it feels so good. You're just floating on Spirit, right? And Spirit is just guiding you down that river into your next destination of greatness, right? So yeah, so that's what's coming through for all of us. Let's see what you all are saying. Let's see. Not yet. So, Shanna, you are after. Let me check because it goes in the order it was received. So, I just did Alexa, and then there is Tanya, and then you, and then you. Okay. So, so yeah, thank you, Daryl, for still being here. Um, Anitra says, still here. Awesome. Thank you, Anitra. Um, I'm doing good, Cheryl. Thank you for asking. I'm glad you're doing good too. Let's see. Rashina said, yes, I just got it. Responding soon by way of link. Awesome. Awesome. I'm so excited too that Spirit delivered that message to you. I'm looking forward to having you. Um, TK said, here. Thank you, TK. Every time I see you show up, I'm looking forward to that meal. Pat said, I'm still here. And in this message about taking time out really resonates with me. I know I'm going to another level. So this is perfect. Yes. Yes. So perfect. And that's another thing. When we're elevating to those next levels, listen, when I first started this journey and I didn't have no good sense, still don't have no good sense, but I got better sense when it comes to balance and resting, right? But, anyways, I would always get sick. I would always get sick because that's when it was like whenever I was about to experience a major up level, I would get sick because Spirit's like, you know what, we're going to slow her down. Even if we can't sit her down, we're going to slow her down. And it always happened right before an up level. So now that I'm able to feel and do what I feel within this big old guide, this big old antenna that we have, right? Now I don't get sick like that, right? Now I can actually pay attention to what my body's guiding me to do. So spirit will find a way. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Stephanie. I appreciate you. So yeah, let's see. You're so welcome, Shanna. Okay, so now I am disconnecting to the collective energy and I am connecting to Tanya. And Tanya asked for a general spirit. So let's go ahead and disconnect. Connect to Tanya's energy. What you got for Tanya? I just heard 030 and then I heard Tanya. We are going to be pushing you out of your comfort zone. And you know what, Tanya, it feels so good because as I say that, I can feel the joy in your spirit. Like you remember I was saying how today spirit is letting me feel what's within. And what I feel in your energy right now, when I say that, like I feel so much joy and I have chills right now. Because this is what you've been looking for and waiting for, right? It's like this energy of bring it on, like I'm ready for this. This is what I've been waiting for, right? And even as I say that, I feel even that conscious part of you that used to reject that, it's not even there as much. It actually feels like it's not there at all, really. It feels like you're totally and completely ready for that. But what Spirit is saying is this is great that you're ready for it. But now here's your Spirit is saying, AKA challenge, but not giving me anything to replace it with. And they said, okay, your journey. Here's your journey. Here's your path. Here's what you're being called to do. Is to do it, right? Because although you're excited and you're ready to be pushed, it's to do it. It's to trust the process. It's to do it immediately, right? Because what spirit would like you to remember, right? I'm hearing both understand and remember. And although I heard understand first, remember was stronger. And spirit says, say it first, because in reality, that's all this journey is. This healing journey is a journey of remembering. Everything is already within. I'm not giving you anything that you don't already have. I'm just a reminder that's showing you where to find it, right? It's all there already. So, Spirit is saying, it's about you remembering that when you're guided by Spirit, you are operating according to divine timing. You are operating according to your timing, right? You're operating from a place that releases old paradigms, thought patterns, processes that just don't serve you. You're operating from a place that allows you to release the walls that you built to protect you. Spirit is saying you can now drop the walls. You can now tear those walls down because Spirit is protecting you. And the difference between the walls that you've built and the protection that you are receiving from Spirit is that the walls that you built, it keeps the I'm hearing the good stuff out, right? The good juju out, the stuff that serves you out, right? It keeps those things out, right? It does a great job at blocking a lot of things, but not all things, but it also does a great job at blocking those things that serve you. But when spirit's protecting you, you're able to completely be shielded by the things that don't serve you, the things that intend to bring you harm, the things that don't have your best interest in mind. And it allows you to receive all the things that love you, all the things that serve you, and all the things that grow you, right? You're stepping out of the frequency of stagnant energy and you're stepping into your growth. I'm hearing and development. And Spirit is saying, and we'd like to talk a little bit more about your purpose. So where are you with that? And you don't have to answer in the comments unless you choose to. You can go live, right? Pushing you out of your comfort zone. Literally, Spirit say, go live and share it in the soul family. Okay. Where are you with that? I just heard that say it again. That frequency of your purpose, your guided intention, and what you thought you were here to do. Where are you with that? Because we've already told you there's more. Where are you with that? There's more building, there's more growing, and there's more serving. And it's coming through as entrepreneurship, taking what you've learned and bringing it to the forefront to build your own. There's something about you building your own that just keeps coming forth. And Spirit is asking you, where are you with that mentally, emotionally, and even physically? Where are you with that? But Spirit is telling me to tell you, you've done a great job opening your mind and opening your heart, and you are ready to receive. And you are. So trust the process. Continue to trust the process. Continue is the operative word. Spirit is acknowledging that you are. You are. Even when you have those moments of thinking, okay, you go right back into knowing that Spirit guided you and you're trusting the process. Spirit is saying, let this flow over into all aspects of your life, that trusting the process, right? For you, just as I said, that Spirit said for you, just as patience was my thing, surrender was Pat's thing, Spirit is saying trust is your thing, right? Trust is your thing. And you have many reasons why you don't trust, many experiences that led you to not trusting, right? But when you tap into your soul and who you truly are, you're truly a trusting being. You truly know that Spirit's got you no matter what, right? And so Spirit is saying, just allow yourself to sit in that, to flow in that. And as I say that, it's going back to how we were receiving the message about tapping into that frequency that is ours, so we can decipher between what are messages or hunches that serve us versus fear or old paradigms, or I'm hearing negative narratives, right? It's about you really tapping into you and what you feel and what you believe. And when you do that, you'll feel the trust. You'll feel it somewhere in your stomach, particularly your solar plexus and a little bit in your sacral. So do that. Tap into that and feel that trust that you have within. I'm also being told to tell you say it in the order that you said it again, because I forgot the order. You are stronger, you are wiser, you are smarter, and you are ready to take on this. I'm hearing this world and this realm. So, Spirit is speaking to both you as this 3D being and your soul, bringing you back to that awareness of what you agreed to, bringing you back to that awareness of what you agreed to. Allow your soul to receive, because a lot of this journey, I'm being told to tell you that we are taking together, is going to be a lot of talking to your soul first, because I'm hearing, believe it or not, you are very connected to your soul, very connected to your soul, so connected that sometimes it's automatic when you forget to fight against it, right? And you forget to fight against it a lot. And this is a good thing. This is a real good thing. It brings so much joy, the feeling behind this forgetfulness, right? Spirit just said, because you know. Spirit also told me to tell you that you're doing a great job. And this is coming through by way of parenting. You're doing a great job. So release any feelings or doubts about that. Even though they're fleeting, Spirit is saying release those fleeting thoughts about that. You're doing a great job. A great job. Keep being that living example and keep being what their soul called for you to be. Okay, Spirit said, okay, pull a card and pull from the blue deck. Okay, blue deck it is. And this is Angels of Atlantis, by the way. What do you have for Tanya, Spirit? I heard blessings upon blessings, and that card just kind of made its way out. So that's the one I'm being told to grab. It says Gabriel, benediction. Huh. Okay. Okay. So I was attempting to remember if Reiki came up for you, and Spirit said it did. So this is something that is beneficial for you. It's something that's beneficial for you. Oh, you guys, you know what? Let me just share this because I totally forgot. So I went live in our soul family, and Spirit told me during that live that the next mini retreat is going to be in May. Now, I would say last month sometime, well, no, January, it still feels like February. I was told that at the next retreat, the mini retreat, to make it a Reiki retreat. I've been resisting teaching Reiki, although I'm a Reiki master teacher, right? Spirit told me to go all the way. I had no idea why. And when I went all the way, I wasn't really feeling the teaching component. And Spirit said the next mini retreat, you're going to make it a Reiki retreat and you're going to teach retreat. You're going to certify those that attend. And so when this card came up for you, Spirit had me share that. But whether you attend that mini retreat or not, Reiki is something that you are being called to get certified in. And this is a part of your calling. This is a part of your healing journey, and not yours personally as far as your healing journey, but you assisting others on their healing journey, right? This is a part of that. And also, as I say that to you, Spirit is telling me to share that experience. When you give that healing energy, you also receive it, right? A lot of times when I send people Reiki, I use my body to do it. So as I'm sending it to them, I'm also receiving it, right? So Spirit is saying it will be very healing for you as well. And I'm hearing, you've got the whole world in your hands. You do. There's nothing out of your reach. Spirit would like you to tap into your power of creating, right? Your power of creating. And the word creating, Spirit is putting emphasis on that, right? Because the power of receiving is one thing, right? That's one thing. But there's also power in creating, which is a different form of receiving. And Spirit is saying, you haven't really been tapped into that power of creating, which is in part why you've been resisting the starting your own, right? Tap into that belief, that knowing that you have the power to create. When spirit guides you, you have the power to create. You can create a whole world through your beliefs, right? Through your beliefs. Tap into that. I'm being told to pull one more card, and it's the one on the bottom. Raphael, communion. Now, here's the thing. Raphael is the healing angel, right? And as we talk about you creating your own, I remember the personal reading that you had and the things that were coming through. And this is confirmation, right? You're a healer through and through. You are a healer through and through. Listen, and it's through your touch, it's through your hands, right? It's through that channeled energy, right? You're going to heal the world. And when I say the world, I'm speaking of your world. Those people that come into your world for healing, you are going to heal them. There is power in your touch. There is power in your words. There are powers in your hands, right? What I'm being told to tell you as it relates to the power in your hands is to visualize what it is that you're choosing to create, right? By way of whatever message spirit gives you as far as what your purpose and your calling is from here until the next phase. And then see it, right? See it, like visualize it, and then just kind of touch it, energetically touch it, send it power, send it energy, right? Any blocks that are potentially blocking you from it, just dissolve it with your hands and literally go through this exercise where you're literally seeing it, touching it, powering it up. You may even breathe life. And when you do, like squeeze, like if you were going to do a Kegel, and curl your tongue and blow that life into it, right? And then when you're done blowing, release the Kegel, and you can put your tongue regular. Each time you blow that life into it, do that squeeze like you're doing a Kegel, roll your tongue, and then blow, right? Blow that life into it. Okay. So that's your message, Tanya. That's what I've received for you. Thank you so much for allowing me to serve you. I'm going to see what you've been saying. Let's see. Tanya said, trust is what I need to tap into more of. And cancel, delete, need. Now we got all our family members on here, and not now one said cancel, delete. Y'all already know Spirit said what Spirit said to start pulling each other's coattail and reminding each other. So that'll help you to remember. But cancel, delete, need. Trust is what I choose to tap into more of, right? And yes, I've been working on building my trust with others so I can grow personally. Absolutely, absolutely. And the thing that I was told to tell you after reading that, Spirit was saying, instead of working on building your trust with others, just choose to remove the blocks that block you from trusting others, right? Because it's a total different frequency. To work on building the trust with others, it vibrationally sends the message and feels like the trust isn't there. It's something that you are building or creating, right? But when you choose to remove the blocks that keep you from that, it indicates vibrationally that it's there. It's the blocks that are being removed. And that feels easier on an unconscious level. It feels easier to remove something keeping you from something that's there as opposed to building something. Like, right, if you were to think of being on the other side of the door, and let's say you're on the top floor, and you thought about, if I open that door, right, on the other side there's somewhere for me to step, versus there's something for me to build, right? The door is not there, but I got to build this step. That's a lot harder than just opening the door, which is the block, and the step being there, right? So that's how it's coming through for you. Anitra said, "Yay, Reiki!" I know, I totally forgot until that card came up. Spirit got jokes, y'all. I mean, big jokes. Literally, I've been resisting this. Yeah, I've been resisting it. And Spirit told me to stop resisting it, which is why my mentor, when I was like, "Donna, how would you like to, you know, do a virtual class with those that attend the retreat?" And she didn't even answer me. And I knew why, because she's like, "Girl, no, you're going to do it. You're doing it. You're doing it. I'm not even answering this foolishness." And yeah, and then Spirit said, "Man, that's like right around the corner." It's like, okay, okay, fine. I'm doing it. But I'm excited now to release this block. So let's see. Tanya said, "LOL, go live, get out of your comfort zone." Thanks, Spirit. Right? Listen, I'm with you, sister. I'm teaching Reiki at the next retreat, the mini retreat in May. Okay, so I'm with you on the comfort zone thing. I'll teach everything else, but there's some, it could possibly be because I never had an intention of teaching Reiki. It was something that Spirit was like, "You're doing it. Here you go all the way." And I'm thinking, okay, I'm just going all the way. But Spirit's like, "Ha ha, joke's on you. You're going all the way so you can teach it." Anyways, I understand though. I understand. Spirit just said it's because there are people that know you, love you, and trust you, and they feel comfortable learning from you. And so there's people that may not move forward with it if they had to go and seek out an instructor that they didn't know, right? So I get it. I'm for it, Spirit. I trust you. So Tanya said, "I love hearing the power in my hands. I actually hate physical touch. I feel what the other person feels and don't know how to control it. I've had many patients reach out to hold my hand lately." So this is remove the block versus work on it. Okay, yes, absolutely, Anitra. So look, here's the thing. So have you been in a group session where I'll feel what's happening in someone else's body and it'll be so intense, and I'll tell Spirit, "Okay, Spirit, I've got the message. I feel it. I'm choosing to not feel it no more. I got it. I don't have to feel it." Right? You know, you have the ability to do that. But when you're feeling these things, I recommend you ask Spirit, what is the message? Like, why are you feeling this? What is Spirit showing you this? Why is it being shown to you? What's the purpose? Right? And then whatever Spirit guides you, because you're not just going to feel the pain for no reason. There's a reason why you have that gift, right? But also, this is why daily protection is important, because it shields you from feeling things so intense, so intense. Sometimes, as empaths, as light workers, whatever title we have, we're just these spirit beings that's here to do what we're here to do, right? But sometimes when we haven't mastered the free will or the gift of choice, or the power that we have to decide how we show up, right? How we experience our gifts. We're just like these live wires. It's just all over the place, feeling it all, and it's overwhelming. So then sometimes we'll reject certain aspects of our gifts only because we haven't tapped into the fact that we have the ability to choose how deep we feel, when we feel, how much we feel, right? So start practicing your daily protection. And I believe I shared with you to watch that video that's here in Tuesday Tips and Tools. It's with me in the big old red baggy jumpsuit. There's 2 videos in Tuesday Tips and Tools that mention protection in the title. So it's the one where I'm outside, right? So start practicing that every day, and then allow Spirit to guide you into a shorter version of that so that you can do it every day. But yeah, find out why you're feeling. I know oftentimes for me personally, the reason why I feel certain things in the capacity of the work that I do is because sometimes people aren't in touch with what's going on within their souls or their bodies or their energy, right? And so for me to feel it, I'm able to ask questions about what I feel to bring awareness to them, right? So yeah, so there's a purpose, but we don't have to be in pain to we don't have to be in pain to serve. Ease and grace. And when we feel pain, we get to decide, let's turn it down. You can even visualize a dial, those dimmer switches, turn it down. Either the one that's round, you're turning it down, or just turn it down, right? Turn it down or shut it off. I feel it. I got it. Let it go now, right? You have the power. Spirit will listen. Spirit will listen. But if you don't have boundaries, Spirit does not know a boundary until you set one. So let's see. And you just said, right, tell her, Spirit, it's time to certify. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. And you know what? And it's really not difficult. Like literally, when we had our class with Donna, like literally, she sat in her big comfy chair and had the book, and it's really not even difficult at all. At all. Hmm. I'm kind of just tapping in with spirit just for clarity, and I'm receiving. We'll talk about it later, spirit, because it's we could talk about it later, and then I'll share what you guide me to share. Okay, so I'm disconnecting, and I am now tapping into Shanna's energy. So Shanna, let me know, were you doing a general or did you have a question? Let me know. Oh, guys, it's 7:37. So I'm going to share the Cash app with you for those of you, ASHWORTH. For those of you that would like a reading, a mini read, and then 737, I am going to grab this uh angel message and deliver it to all of us, 737, as a collective, because Spirit said there is a message there for us. Okay. Hmm. So, angel number 737 is a blend of the vibrations of number seven and the energies of number three, with number seven appearing twice, amplifying and magnifying its mystical influences. Number seven is the number of spiritual awakening and development, understanding the self and others, introspection, emotions and feelings, deep contemplation, the esoteric and mystical, empathic and psychic abilities, persistence of purpose and determination, study, research, and learning. Number three is the number of manifesting creativity, self expression, joy, and spontaneity, growth and expansion, imagination and intelligence, affability and enthusiasm. Number three also resonates with the energies of the ascended masters. Remember earlier, I believe it was Pat that pointed out the numbers, and together they equal three. Angel number 737 indicates that the angels know your true inner divinity and are happy with your progress upon your spiritual path thus far. Allow the flow of positive abundance to shower down upon you as your creative energies have been activated and you are being encouraged to express yourself with joy and enthusiasm. Angel number 737 brings a message of congratulations from the angels as you have been working devotedly and diligently on your divine soul purpose. You have been listening to your intuition and inner wisdom and have been taking positive action in the right direction. Angel number 737 also tells you that research, study, education, and learning will enhance your personal growth and development at this time. And you will be guided towards all they said that you need, but we're going to say all that serves your highest good, can't complete need to do and learn. Follow your intuition in areas that may be new, unexpected, or uncertain. Indulge in a hobby, interest, pastime, or line of study that ignites your passions and allow your natural creativity to express the beauty within you, as what you create will inspire others in untold ways. Angel number 737 suggests that you have chosen a spiritual life and lifestyle and have listened to your soul's higher calling. Your angels encourage you to keep up the great work and know that you are supported, well blessed, and loved. And it breaks down to angel number 8. So if you feel led to look up angel number 8 in your spare time, free time, please do. Let's see. Um, Shannon said, "Is my reading, Mr. Keela? I have a question. Will I ever have peace of mind again within this life?" That's an easy one. I'm going to answer it. And then if you have another question, ask it, or else I'll give you a general. But the answer is yes, you will if you choose it. It is totally up to you, right? Having peace of mind is totally up to you. It's about narrowing down the things that keep you from your peace, right? And removing them from your life as non-negotiables. Your peace is not something that you will negotiate. It's like with my children, my oldest son, he's coming back home and I'm actually super excited about it. My younger son, I've made it very known that my peace is my priority, right? It's my priority. Nothing and no one comes before my peace, right? I will not to say I won't love my children, but what I'm saying is I left home at 16. I was okay. You will be fine as an adult if you disrupting the peace up in here, right? So I'm saying this to say, even as my child, right? That does not negate the fact that my peace is my priority, right? And so Spirit is saying it's about you choosing your peace above all else, right? Choosing your peace above all else, right? And also teaching the world how to treat you based on what you're willing to accept, right? Not based on what you're not willing to accept, based on what you're willing to accept. So, would you like to ask another question? Because that one was pretty easy, or would you like a general? Tanya said, I've only ever felt my uncle's feelings and understood he was scared and unhappy. He wanted to be let go of while being innovated. Okay, so also it makes sense because I'm remembering now. What I was hearing was sending of the Reiki energy and assisting him with crossing over, right? And sometimes crossing over isn't always like a physical death. Sometimes it's crossing over a threshold of fear to peace, right? But you also are being given the message again, because as I was sitting here receiving, Spirit said this came through before, that whole death doula thing, right? So it's something to explore, and we can explore it deeper in sessions and in the group and all of that. But there's something to this, which is why you have that gift and that ability. Okay. So let's see. So Shanna, you said a general. Okay, so Spirit, what do you have for Shanna? Hmm. So Spirit said, why do you believe you don't deserve peace? And this isn't a question to answer for me here on the live. This is something for you to explore because it's not even at the forefront of your mind. It's something that's buried a little deeper. So Spirit is saying, get in touch with why you don't feel you deserve peace, right? Why do you feel that I'm hearing others or what's going on in the world, I'm hearing is more important or takes precedence over your peace, right? Because the world will only show up in your world. The outside world will only show up in your world how you allow them to, how you allow it to, right? So Spirit is saying be clear and intentional. And also get out of your head that you don't deserve more. What Spirit is telling me is that what you speak for yourself, what you claim for yourself, what you manifest for yourself is not in alignment with what you deeply believe, right, about yourself. So you have every desire, right, every intention to do better by way of finances, by way of peace, by way of joy, by way of love, by way of just how the world embraces you, right? But then underneath the intention and the desire, your belief is, I'm hearing an example, the world is not kind, right? The world is not kind. So if you believe like the world is not kind, then how can the world show up embracing you with love? Because your belief is the world's not kind, although you desire to be embraced with love. So these are those contradictions that Spirit is saying, Shanna, it's time for you to explore any contradictions that relate to what you intend to experience versus what you believe, right? Because if your belief in what's possible is not aligned, you're not going to receive what you desire to experience, right? Good thing that candle's not lit. Could you imagine? And then I'm Michael Jackson when he was in the Pepsi commercial. For those of you that didn't get that, what else you got for Shanna Spirit? Spirit just told me to tell you to align yourself with positive people. It's time to clean up your circle. And even as I say that, Spirit said your actual friend circle is small to almost non-existent, right? But just the circle, the people that you're around, right? Cleaning that up. And it starts with you telling Spirit, okay, Spirit, this is what I'm experiencing right now. And I'm grateful for the growth. I'm grateful for the lessons. But now I'm ready to experience and then speak of what you'd rather experience, right? And then again, go into that space of taking that self inventory to see if your beliefs are aligned with what it is you're choosing, right? So Spirit is just saying right now, Shanna, with you, there's quite a bit of conflicting energies, right? conflicting energies. Your desires and your beliefs aren't aligned. And it's simple because now Spirit is shining a light on it. So now you have the opportunity to explore it. The only reason why you've been operating like this is because you haven't exploring it. You haven't explored it. You haven't allowed yourself the time and space to even realize that there was a conflict, right? But now that you know, it's simple because you're going to explore it. And in that exploration, Spirit's going to guide you. Spirit's going to give you what's required for you to release it, right? It's going to come in so many ways. Remember that synchronistic message that came through I shared earlier? It's going to come through in ways like that. It's going to come through in lives like this. It's going to come through and people that you meet, right? Books that you read. So accept that it's going to come with ease, right? Spirit just said it's also time for you to embrace the snuggles. Okay, what you mean, Spirit? And literally, what I'm seeing is like my little furry pajamas with the bear ears. That's what I'm seeing, and it's coming through as hugs, right? Start embracing hugs. And Spirit literally just said with starting with embracing yourself. So sometimes, sometimes when I'm in session, sometimes I'll have people just do this. And I do this sometimes too. Especially when I'm doing inner child healing, right? Or just any sort of healing, I'll just hold myself and I'll rock myself and I'll just feel the love. I'll channel the love from my ancestors, channel the love from my divine spirit team, and I just receive all that love, right? Spirit is just saying embrace yourself, receive all that love, because what I'm receiving is you haven't always felt loved, you haven't always felt embraced, you felt a lot of judgment from others, right? Those that you felt just naturally as a child should love you, right? You didn't always feel the most supported, but Spirit is saying the Spirit's here to support you. You have love and support now, but it starts with you loving and supporting yourself and then also being open to receive the love that others are ready to give to you. Because when you've developed this belief system that people aren't loving, people aren't kind, it becomes difficult to accept love, even when true love, and I'm not even talking about the true love of a partner. I'm talking about true love, just as in like that family type love, right? Like you don't have to be blood to be family, right? That kind of love is difficult to accept it. So Spirit is saying it's time for you to start removing those blocks that keep you from accepting that true love. What else you got for Shannon? Spirit just said the blue deck. Okay, the blue deck is on a roll today. And I'm being told to tell you to breathe, like release that tension. I feel a lot of tension in your energy. It just feels tight and like it feels like this, like, like tight. It feels like that, like really tight. Tense is the word. Tense is the word. It feels really tense. So it's time for you to release that, right? It feels really tense. Just, and then relax your body. Just take a deep breath and relax on the out breath, right? Just relax, right? Release all that tension. You carry a lot of your spiritual and energetic trauma in your physical. And take that one. You see how it's like, this is the one. And what I'm being told to tell you is the way you can start releasing that is by releasing the tension in your body. And this one, okay. So, oh, look at that. Okay, so the first card you got was Shamiel, which is beginnings. And Spirit is reminding you it's time for you to start a new beginning. It's time for you to allow yourself, I'm hearing, to embrace love, right? To embrace love, to build that deeper connection with Spirit, right? However you view your highest source of power, right? It doesn't have to be God, because I recall what you shared, right? It doesn't have to be that. You may be someone that looks at Spirit source as energy, right? Frequency. And when I say that, I'm seeing more like numbers in science, right? Numbers. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying, because we know that that source is energy, right? And frequency. But basically what Spirit is saying is just about you identifying and building a deeper connection with your highest source of power, whatever that is to you, right? Whatever that is to you. It may be self, right? It may be self, because God does dwell within each of us, right? The divine spirit, the most high, the universe is within each of us. So Spirit is saying it's just time for you to embrace that. And it's time for you to allow yourself to build that deeper connection. And one of the ways that you can not only embrace that, but tap into it on a deeper level is by embracing more joy. right? What brings you joy? And these are things that don't have to cost money, right? But Spirit's also saying it's important for you to start to tap in things that bring you joy that are outside of the home, right? Get from behind the screen and to go out and experience joy. Go buy water. Go, the dolphin has come up again, right? And what I'm being told to tell you is the reason why the dolphin's coming up again is dolphins represent wisdom. And so as you tap into that divine flow and you allow yourself to tap into that inner wisdom that you possess, right? You'll find that there's more things to feel joy about, right? Everything that you're associated with right now, or everything that you're experiencing right now that doesn't feel like joy, Spirit is saying find one thing that you can be grateful for about that, right? And write it down. Write it down and just have the list handy. So whenever you start feeling, that lack of joy or that disgust, or you're like, ugh, that feeling, right? Just look at that list, right? And I'm hearing step into and tap back into that gratitude, right? Spirit to say gratitude is the attitude that brings you more. And now I'm hearing Tigger. Woohoo, when he bounces and stuff, his joy that he feels, that's what's coming through now. That joy. You may choose to watch Winnie the Pooh and fast forward to Tigger unless you choose to watch the whole thing, but that's how it's coming through, that joy, how he just bounces around, just filled with joy, right? Even in some of the situations where no one else is feeling joy, but Tigger is always feeling that joy, right? Your solar plexus could use some extra attention too, and your throat chakra. Spirit is saying also with you speaking your truth, you tend to stay silent when you're being guided to speak. So when you're being guided to speak, speak, share. I'm hearing don't be afraid of your own voice. And what that means is Spirit is saying don't be afraid of the power of your words, right? It's not actually the sound, it's the power of what you say. Allow Spirit to guide your words and you'll be just fine. Anything else? Spirit said to tell you that they do have your back. They're just waiting on you to realize that and waiting on you to let them in. We've been serving you in small ways because that's the only way you've let us in. But when you're ready for that grand awakening and that grand assistance, we're here, ready to go, waiting on your call. And then I'm hearing, na, 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 Will Smith, because they're bringing reference to Big Willie, that free will. And they just told me to tell you, yes, Shanna, you are protected and loved deeply. You haven't been left behind or left out. It's just about accessing your free will. And they said, okay, that's it. Send her a big hug and kiss from us. So your guides, your ancestors are sending you a big hug and kiss. And they just said, and we're proud of her for continuing to embark on this journey. She's been here for a long time and she hasn't stopped coming. And they said, and yes, tell her, because as they said that to me, I was telling them, yes, and I appreciate it. I love her energy. And they said, tell her. And Shanna, do you prefer them or they? Let me know, please. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. That's your message. And I'm going to wait for your response to that question. If you prefer them or they, let me know. Okay. Thank you so much for allowing me to serve you. Let's see what you were saying. You said, I believe that I do, but my life does not reflect that. Um, yeah, I got to move to Ontario. I'm moving, but Ontario is where the Black love is. Not in British Columbia. When I get to Ontario, sure, I am alive. I am grateful for that. They, thank you. Okay, that's what I felt in your frequency. So thank you so much for sharing that. They, I'll remember that because I've been feeling that in your frequency for a while, and I've never asked you. So today I felt it after. If you notice, I usually don't use she, but when it came through, that's why I asked because I felt it in your frequency. Although so thank you so much. You are so welcome. Thank you for allowing me to serve you. Thank you. I'm hearing you got this, and yes, Ontario would be a great move for you for sure. And it's even more deeper than just the black love. It's so much more deeper. Energetically, it's going to feel so much better, so much more like home for you. Yes. And you'll feel more loved and accepted, right? For every aspect of who you are. And Spirit has encouraged you to get more into your art. So, yes, yes, yes. Awesome sauce. Awesome sauce. Is there anyone else on that would like a mini reading? And also, as I was reading the angel number, right? There's a message that came through. And I was told to share it, and I'm going to share it in a way because Spirit has revealed to me who the message is for, but Spirit has said, do not reveal who this message is for. Everyone may get something from it, but it is okay to be at a point in your journey where you realize that you can use assistance, right? Where assistance would be beneficial. It doesn't mean that you're less intelligent, less wise, less connected to God, less connected to the universe. It doesn't mean that the person that has been placed in your path to assist you, to guide you into your next level is better than or favored more or knows more. That's not what it means. It just means that those prayers that you prayed, that you were heard. And so the answer to those prayers is now in your midst, and it's up to you to embrace it, right? It's up to you to release ego and to allow yourself to receive the gifts that this messenger has for you, right? The messenger isn't more special than you. You guys are equal, right? Me being the messenger for the person that this is for doesn't mean that I'm better. It just means that, listen, it may not be the answer you were seeking when you said that prayer, but here I am. You'll be pleasantly surprised. And it's like this for everything with Spirit, right? When we say those prayers, when we set those intentions, sometimes we're expecting this big old gift box with a pretty shiny bow, and then what we get is wrapped in dirty newspaper, and it don't look or sound nothing like what we were expecting God to give us, right? But here they are. And then we reject it because it comes in a package that's dirty newspaper, and it's not that big shiny bow with a pretty wrapping paper. So I was led to say that to you. First time I met with you, I felt your energy. I felt this, and Spirit didn't say nothing, but today Spirit said say it, and the Spirit said say it like this. So I'm saying it like this. And then I release it. And I send you so much love and so much peace. And I'm grateful that your soul has agreed to be right here to receive this. And what you do with it, there's no right or wrong. Listen, I'm just the messenger. There's this guy on TikTok. He says, I'm just the messenger. He'll bless you too. And I love that. I love that because it is so true. I am just the messenger. The divine will bless you too. And I'm no longer just speaking to the person that message was for. I'm speaking to all of us, right? I am literally just the messenger. Everything that I am doing, you are capable of doing because it is all within you too. It is. I wasn't born, well, cancel leave. We were all born doing this, but you guys know we developed that amnesia thing, right? I wasn't doing this my whole life. I've always been intuitive, but I wasn't doing this. This came after healing, right? All those gifts just amplified after healing. It's all within all of us. I'm not special in the sense of being more special than you. I'm special, yeah, but so are you. We equally special. We got the same tools. We just called to use our tools differently, right? But all of us are being called to heal, whether it's with me or somebody else. Whoever Spirit says is your person, is your gift in dirty newspaper, may not be me, and that's fine. I don't care. Just as long as you get the healing, right? hmm hmm Let's see what you guys are saying. Um, Rashina said, I use awesome sauce all the time. Yes, I love it. Awesome sauce and amaze balls. It's one of the things. I believe the first time I ever said amaze balls. Anisha, was that you who laughed at it? Amaze balls. But yes, but I am disconnecting from Shanna's energy. And 514, and it's 801. Hmm. 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 That's 9 and 10. But wait, let me see, Spirit. What is it again? 514. Okay, so I'm being told to share the message of 514. And if no one lets me know that you like a reading, by the time I'm done, then we will end Ashworth angel number. We will end today's Empower Hour. Okay, listen, guys, I got something to share with you before I give you that message, right? So, you guys, can you see this tattoo right here? Wait. And here, let me share the website link with you guys also. It. And the reason why I'm sharing it with you is because I kind of share um, just briefly about my grandparents, right, and their influence. It's on the about page, right? But and you just said I still laugh at amaze balls, mostly because I like the word balls. See how I put emphasis on balls because that's why I say it because it just feels good to say balls. But anyway, so it's Louis, Aretha, Violet, Elgie, and it spells out love, right? Which are my grandparents' names. So my uncle Melvin, I sent him a picture. Oh, and my mom, I just got this one too. I had her sign, so it's her actual signature. But anyways, so I sent it to my uncle Melvin, and I showed him, and he's like, "That's nice, Keela, but Daddy's name is spelled Louis." My whole life, my father's name is Frederick, and his middle name is Lewis, after my grandfather, his dad, right? And my whole life, I've spelled it Lewis. And when I think about it, I've never seen like mail with my grandfather's name on it. I've never, you know what I mean? It's just that's how I've always spelled it, Lewis. So it's on my website also. It's Lewis, and it's gonna stay like that because energetically, I associate my grandfather with Lewis. But here's the funny part: my uncle, he put that's nice, Keela, and he spelled Keela Kilah, and he spells it like that every time he says it when he texts me, and I've never corrected him because even though my name is Nahkila, it still sounds like Keela, so I don't care about the H. So I just thought that was funny. But yes, so I spelled my grandfather's name wrong. Yeah, it's funny. And I'm not changing it on the website either because this is how I associate my grandfather's name. But I also thought it was such a cool blessing that all of my grandparents' names, the first initial spells out love. It's just like spirits just amaze balls, right? So yeah, a little humor. But here's the funny part too. I wrote out the whole thing, the name, how to spell it. And then I'm so glad I looked because my grandfather LG, he had put ELGIN, right? Blame it on my handwriting, I guess. But I'm so glad I saw it. I was like, wait a minute, I love my cousin Elgin, but that is not my grandfather. My grandfather is LG. So I would have been really messed up if he had did the tattoo Elgin instead of LG. But yeah, yeah. Okay, back to the message, right? Back to the message. We just had a few people join us. I don't know who it is, but thank you for being here. Thank you for being here, whoever you are. We are in the mini reading part. So if you like a mini reading, be sure to leave a comment, let me know. And when you send your payment over $25 to Cash App, you can ask a question or get a general. So let's see what 515, what that message is for us. Okay, it says 515 is a combination of the energies and attributes of number five appearing twice, amplifying its influences and the vibration of number one. Number five resonates with the attributes of making life choices and important changes, adaptability and versatility, resourcefulness, motivation, and idealism. Number five also relates to doing things your own way and learning life lessons through experience. Number one relates to new beginnings, striving forward, and taking up new opportunities, activity and assertiveness, tenacity, achievement, and success. I was receiving a message as I was reading that, which is why the words kind of, so I'm going to give you the message because it came through earlier when Deasia was speaking. Basically, what Spirit was saying is it's also, and Pat, you particularly came through too when this came in. But for us to actually get involved in hobbies and things that we enjoy, right? That came through, and I lost the message, so Spirit just brought it back. So I'm grateful. Okay, so it says number one. Well, let me start that over. Spirit says start it over. Okay, so it says number five also relates to doing things your own way and learning life lessons through experience. Number one relates to new beginnings, striving forward, and taking up new opportunities, activity and assertiveness, tenacity, achievement, and success. Number one tells you that you create your own reality with your intentions, thoughts, and beliefs. And I'm going to add words because Spirit said, see, we always get half of the story, but all that and action too. Mhm. Angel number 515 is an important message to do with changes in your life that will bring about auspicious new opportunities to improve and better your life. Focus only on the positive aspects to ensure that all turns out to divine plan. Your positive attitude and mindset will assist with bringing about necessary changes to your life. Angel number 515 is a sign that wonderful new opportunities and fresh starts are entering your life that will bring about positive changes. Woohoo! Your angels ask that you maintain a positive attitude and mindset about these changes and trust that they are for your highest good and will enhance and enrich your life. Remember that your thoughts, words, and actions have an influence on the result and outcome of all that takes place in your life. So maintain a positive attitude and use positive affirmations to ensure all changes taking place and the new entering your life will be most auspicious and life improving. Angel number 515 may also be indicating travel and or other change of career. Number 515 relates to the karmic master number 11. Ooh, I love it. So you may feel led to look up the number 11 too. All right. Let's get back to the screen. Okay, let's see. Pat said, "Hey sis, my other phone died, so I jumped on the other phone. Awesome sauce. I received that. I kind of forgot about hobbies because of work. I'm so glad, and I'm glad Spirit brought it back because literally when I first got the message, you specifically came through. It was for all of us, but you specifically came through. So yes, yes, yes. TK is sending us hearts and smiles. So okay. Oh, we have 714. Last call, y'all. Last call. Anybody else would like a mini reading? Let me know. Let me know. And also, while I'm waiting for you all to tell me that, okay, let me just tell you what's going on in this world of AshworthScott life sculpting. Okay. So check out the website, explore, look around. You guys heard it here. The next mini retreat, this mini retreat coming up is totally full. No spots are available. The next one's in May. That will be a Reiki training. So you will get certified in Reiki at that retreat, right? And then the all inclusive retreat is happening in October of this year. Today, I was driving back from my appointment, and there was something that Spirit told me to share with you. I know some of you have not attended the all inclusive retreat because it's a pretty significant investment, right? What you get is amaze balls. It's worth it. I will tell you, I had someone that attended and they can share if they choose, but I'm not going to share who they are. I'm going to leave that to them, but they literally said that totally people would pay 9,000 to attend these retreats, right? Which was more than what they invested at this last all-inclusive retreat. It's not that high, right? But it is still a significant investment. So a lot of you just shy away from it because of that. But if you are someone that's led by spirit to attend, not just like me inviting you, but you're led by spirit to attend, but you feel that financially you're not able to attend the one this year, you can totally secure your spot for next year's and you can get on a payment plan that where you're able to make your payments and you can attend the one next year. So that is also an option. You don't just have to attend the one for this year. If you require 2 years, we can work that out so that you are able to attend, right? And then, of course, the mini retreats, they are very much so powerful in the healing department, right? It's just not inclusive of that pampering experience with chef and staff and all the extracurricular stuff that we do as well as the healing, right? And the accommodations are different, right? It's not the same, but it's not slacking in any way, right? Because I don't believe in shortchanging. It's just not. It's mini. It's the mini version, right? It's not the all inclusive. So if that is something that your soul has been guiding you to do, don't not reach out because you're thinking, oh, I can't afford it, right? Don't let that stop you. Reach out anyway, and we'll find a way to make it work, right? If spirit says yes, it serves their highest good to attend. If I get that same yes, then we'll find a way to work it out. All right. So yes, 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 that's what's going on. And I am accepting applications for the Activating You mentorship. So get at me. Get at me if spirit guides you to do so. Okay. Let's see what Tanya's saying. 1111 or 111 comes up for me very often. So does 222. I thought of it since you just said about angel number 11. And I'm so glad that you said it because Anitra said, I'm looking forward to October. Me too. Me too. I was looking at tickets, plane tickets today to go ahead and get my ticket. I still have a ticket to get to go to California because my niece, my 3-year-old niece, has her first dance recital in June. And my older niece, her birthday is in July. So I'm going to be looking at a ticket to go see her too for her birthday this year. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited. I always get excited about the retreats. But yeah, um, Anitra said it was so amazing. It was. It was, you guys. It's an experience in and of itself. And you know what? Here's the thing that I always say. I don't just facilitate, I participate as well. And Gillian does too. She doesn't just facilitate with me, she participates. And you guys know how I've been very transparent about my twin flame journey and how that whole experience was going and all the healing and all that came from it. But you know, when I chose to release that, because it had literally ran its course of lessons, what he was meant to bring to me. It was after the retreat. When I came back, I was vibrating too high to go back to that frequency. You know what I mean? It was just, listen, I was too high vibrationally, right? So it was just amazing, you guys. And I'm not just speaking as the facilitator, I'm speaking as a participant. So if anybody that knows me, when it comes to my twin flame, we met in 2005, and that was such a deep bond when we met that it was something that I was hanging on to. And listen, I let it go. I let it go. So, anyways, Pat said, I would love to attend. Can you plan a retreat on a weekend during the school year? I can't attend on weekdays. So actually, I've had someone else mention the weekend. So this upcoming mini retreat is going to actually be a weekend, but because of the days, you know, the mini retreats usually, so what I'll say is it'll be a Friday where we'll arrive, right? And then we'll have Saturday and Sunday, right? And we would leave on Monday. But Monday would literally be checkout, because checkout, if I do it in the same location that I'm doing this first mini checkout, there is at 10. But if you feel like leaving Sunday evening, you totally can, right? You totally can, because you won't be missing anything. We'll probably just, you know, come together, say a prayer, connect to spirit, you know what I mean, before we leave. But outside of that, we'll do that on Sunday too, if you choose to leave on Sunday evening. So yeah. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So it'll be in May, the weekend in May though. I don't believe that I believe your son will be out of school in May, right? Because I'm receiving the end of May. You guys are on this coast too. So yeah. Yeah. So, anyways, guys, thank you so much for being here. Those of you that stayed on the full time, I appreciate you. It is 8:14, which equals 13, which equals 4. And then we have 5 people on with 14 likes, so that equals 10. So you may feel led to just tap into the frequencies of those numbers. Okay. Thank you guys so much. So much. Sending you lots of love, lots of light, lots of healing, and tap into this moon energy. There's still time. All right. I'll talk to you soon. Sending you love.